Welcome, everyone, to the Rex Burks After Party. And so far in here with us tonight, we have the guest of honor tonight, Mr. Rex Burks. And also we have... After Party. Okay, someone's got the stream going in the background.
I had that, sorry.
Damn it, Swede. It says Jen's Attack Dog, but that's our Swede over there. And below me, we have Genesis Undead who's with us. And we also have Canadian Ollieman all the way from the other side of Canada. So
that's right.
We've got
Swede, you're much better than an attack dog. You're Exodia, okay? When it comes to like economics debates, he's Exodia.
He's Exodia. He's got all 5 pieces. Yeah, there's a little Yu-Gi-Oh reference for people.
Yeah, I've been getting into Yu-Gi-Oh and Star Trek at the same time, like finally fulfilling all of the nerd boxes. So, but yeah, Swede helped me out on Twitter.
Awesome. Oh, there's Jonathan.
Hey there. Hey.
Hello, Jonathan. Welcome.
Ooh, woo, my dungeon master.
You ever play anything like that?
You made
Rex,
it weird. You made it weird, Jen.
You ever play anything like that, like the D&D or anything like that, Rex?
Well, no. I mean, if you think about where I grew up, that was Satan. I mean, any of that magic stuff was. Here's the interesting thing, though. I was such a passionate collector from an early age. I mean, it's in my blood. I was coin collecting, baseball card collecting, record collecting, autograph collecting, and still am. I mean, that's my passion. But when I saw the kids with the D&D stuff, I never had any interest in playing it, but it looked like so much cool stuff to collect. They had all these maps and books, and like I always imagined myself collecting it and leaving it all sealed. Like I had zero interest in the game. I just thought this is stuff to collect, but I never did.
And you should have, because if you got in on the ground floor when Magic the Gathering was just starting, and you'd bought a whole bunch of unopened packs, those things would be worth a fortune right now.
Right.
Huge money.
Yeah.
I had a bunch from back in the early days because my friend ran a comic shop, and this Magic the Gathering game came out, and he's like, I saw him putting it out and setting it up, and I go, what's this all about? It's like, well, it's kind of like D&D, but with cards. And I'm like, oh. He's like, it's a game. And I bought a bunch.
An original Shivan Dragon and an original Fork, but those are probably the 2 most expensive cards I ever had.
I had 5 Black Lotuses, dude. Don't even.
Yeah, so I never got into it that much.
Those are certainly words that have been paired together.
The best collectibles are always the items before anyone knew it was a collectible, right? So like, if it's just the toy the kids are playing with, by the time they think to put collector's edition on it, it's too late. You've missed the window.
Yeah, that's right.
But for instance, I collect records. I've been collecting LPs my whole life, and in the 90s, nobody cared about vinyl in the 90s. And so there were still little record stores, and the label would put out, small runs for a few of us that were buying it. And, we were paying $12-15 a piece. And now, some of that 90s vinyl is like accidentally the most valuable stuff in my collection, not because anyone was thinking at the time, but because now, and no one would have predicted this, massive resurgence in vinyl that we've seen in the last 10 years. And so, I've got all the Pearl Jam albums from the 90s with a $12 price tag on them.
Nice.
And now the kids are, paying up the wazoo for some of that same stuff.
Yeah, like my drummer.
I just buy dice that I like. I got these metal ones. Yeah. Especially like metal ones. These are like a rose gold kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I have 1 set of D&D dice left. It's just the generic green clear in a little tube,
Yeah.
No. Don't diss on the Chess X dice. Like those are the bread and butter of the collection. Like those.
Yeah.
True.
Mikey bought me new dice because I couldn't see the ones that I normally play with my red goggles on. So shout out to Mikey for being such a awesome person.
Yeah, Mikey's a good guy.
Mikey indeed.
Yep.
I was
also,
just
these are like completely spherical. It's so cool. They're like marbles.
They must roll forever.
Yeah, that's why I got the dice tray.
Yeah, which helps.
Yep.
Helps big time. Yeah, because a lot of those are kind of spherical. I've seen quite a few of those like that. And yeah, if you didn't have that, they would just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a desk space for that.
Well, Rex, I thought about something I usually ask that I forgot to ask you during the interview.
Probably because I was yakking too much.
No, there's no such thing as yakking too much. Never. When you're full of that interesting information, it's never too much. But one of the questions I generally ask is, what was the effect of you becoming, leaving the faith and becoming an atheist, and even to go as far as to hitting churches and talking to other Christians about whether or not they're, where their beliefs sit currently, how did that work with the family and friends of you that are still devout Christians? Like, is there any relationship breakdowns or anything like that?
It's tricky, and everybody's situation is different. My family now, and I think I was the first one that was an out atheist, but if I think about my parents' generation and all of their siblings and all of their kids and my cousins, and we just take that larger definition of family, it's probably about half and half at this point that are Christians and non-Christians. Yeah, and even 20 years ago that would have been 90-10. And so it's been, whenever one person admits it, it's easier for the community to admit it, and
sure.
And I think our family is a microcosm of that. I would say, in terms of the reaction for myself, it's mostly been overwhelming gratitude. Like I'm so grateful to have been freed from bad ideas, and now I crave that. Like I am always asking myself and asking others, what belief do I hold right now that's not true? I want to know, and I want to eradicate it. Right. And that level of self-examination. And we didn't even get into politics, but I went from apolitical to sort of a Rush Limbaugh conservative to a Ayn Rand libertarian, to a very progressive person, and over the years. And similarly, it's that once you get comfortable questioning, once you get comfortable craving the change, and I mentioned before, I'm an ethical vegan for the same reason. I questioned the ethics of animal agriculture or meat eating, and I changed my view. And obviously reasonable people can disagree on any of these subjects, but my point is, once you step into a life examined, then at least for me, it's my comfort zone to be asking that. And I'll sometimes, in a conversation with someone, I'll say, what ideas do you think you and I hold right now that 10 years from now we will renounce? That's interesting to me. I want to find those thoughts, and I want to pick at them and attack them and get rid of it. What is it we think? Is it on public policy issues or ethical questions or history? I mean, I lived my whole life in the American South. I was born in Mississippi and raised in Louisiana, and lived in Texas for the last all of my adult life. And so I was steeped in a certain view of history and race relations, and I've welcomed those ideas being challenged. And you see all the Confederate flags coming down and the old statues coming down, and people saying out loud that Black Lives Matter, and and that's just very different from the world I was raised in. And I wasn't necessarily raised with overt racism being fed to me, but it was all around me.
Right.
The idea that Black people need to know their place, and we just heard stuff like that all the time. And
wow.
So it's that constant desire to purge whatever is in my head that's not true. It would almost be an interesting show topic for somebody like you to say, okay, let's interview a set of people on a wide range of what we consider important topics, public policy, ethics, religion, whatever, and then go back and revisit that same group 10 years to the day, and see how many of those views have changed.
Sure.
Some people are terrified by that, and I think that a lot of what holds fundamentalism in place is that fear that if I have to change my worldview, it's gonna I'm gonna lose myself. Because that was foisted on me at such an early age when the church imploded, I think I think it just became my comfort zone. Another interesting thing about the the church imploding, because I told you I'm a collector. I saw so many of the people I grew up with that were throwing away all the old books and magazines and audio tapes and stuff from the church, and I just started hoarding it. Like I said, I want there to eventually be, a Ken Burns documentary on this church, and I want to have all the stuff because everybody's throwing it away. And so I have saved, boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff I've archived, letters that went out to the ministers. And in fact, when Garner Ted Armstrong died, I got big banker's boxes at his estate sale of the entire contents of his desk. So I've got, handwritten sermons and an unfinished manuscript of a book and, all kinds of stuff. Just because the preservation aspect was important to me, because it's a story worth telling at some point.
Sure, for sure. That's actually kind of interesting. That how did you get a hold of all that?
Well, okay, so I had a lot of it just because I didn't throw anything out myself. But my period of interest, my early childhood was in the 70s and 80s, and the story goes back to the 30s, and so. I had put out feelers. There's a number of Facebook groups for, survivors of this church and whatnot, and college alumni. And so I always just said, over and over again, once a month or so, I'll post, if you've got any old memorabilia, any old magazines, coworker letters, books, memorabilia from the festivals, anything you've got that you're going to throw out, I'll pay shipping, send it to me for my archive. And I've had a lot of people take me up on that. So now I've got, near complete sets of all the magazines from the 50s and 60s, before I was even born. And so it's been interesting to see how the views evolved. I didn't really talk about the church. It's a little bit like the Mormons in that it was one church with a lot of different congregations. And so, I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we had a congregation that would meet there. But then, you could drive up to Texarkana and there's a congregation. You can drive over to Fort Worth and there's a congregation. So they were all over the United States. And there was probably, I don't know, maybe 150,000 members at the peak, probably in the late 80s. Because we always, one of the hallmarks of our church was we believed the end was near. Like, any day now, Jesus is coming back. And so we never built church buildings in any of the local congregations. We would always just rent some hall somewhere. And so we would meet in, bingo halls and rented high school auditoriums, anywhere we could just rent a room. And nobody from the public was allowed to just come to the service. Our version of evangelism was always, a radio broadcast, a television broadcast, a magazine we would send out. And then if somebody expressed interest, they would get visited by a minister, 3 or 4 times before they got invited to actually come to a church service. And so it was very, very, very closed. And we didn't really socialize with, the outside people. It was very, I went to school with, people that weren't in the church, but, that wasn't our core friend group. It was, we would pretty much hang to ourselves.
Right.
If you've known Mormons, it's very reminiscent of that. Only the Mormons tend to be very beautiful and wealthy, and we were definitely not either of those things.
Yeah.
In the Pacific Northwest, you've got Mormons, I know.
Yeah, we do.
That's one of the questions in the ethics department that we always asked was 200 years from now, what do we as a society do that we'll find abhorrent?
Yeah.
So, slavery is always the big example. People, 200 years ago, it was a part of society. Today, we view ourselves as stupid for having thought that. Well, what are we doing today that will be that same way?
Right. Well, and I having just lived through the Trump era, I keep thinking, aren't these people worried about being on the wrong side of history? If you're just wrong on every issue, and it's just none of your actions are informed by compassion or even the barest thought of ethics. It's just utterly selfish and self-serving. Aren't you worried how you're going to be judged?
Being related to several of them, no, they aren't.
Well, for like what we would consider the other side, right? Like they think they're in the right. They think they're the right side of history, So it's like, it's not. I don't know. Like, I have some quote unquote friends who are pretty right leaning, and
Okay, we're not talking about me. I can use this as an opportunity to get a beer.
yeah. Why would it be about you?
Well, no,
Like
I mean,
ever.
but here's the thing. I mean, I think that, you know, when, and I don't, at least here in the States, the problem of not having a functioning Republican Party that's, you know, anything other than just racist and obstructionist is that, you know, the right and the left used to serve a purpose, right? Like the left could dream big and, you know, let's say all the things we want to do, and the right would say, yeah, but we got to pay for it, you know. And when it's that fiscal conservative, that is sort of a nice check on, you know, let's don't get too deep in debt. But that's not even the role the Republicans play anymore. Now it's just, you know, racist and obstructionist, and you know, I'm all for a functioning two-party system, but we don't have a functioning two-party system anymore.
No.
That was true until modern monetary theory became a thing and proved that paying for things really isn't the issue.
You know, it's interesting.
Jonathan's armed with a beer now.
There you go.
I think there should be more than two parties, like IMO. I think there's too many different political ideologies to just be like boiled down into two separate parties, and not everyone's even getting represented. So I don't know. Personally, not a big fan of a two-party system, but that's just my.
I don't think the phrase two-party system is ever said without the phrase "not a big fan of" or "I don't like." Like, it amazes me how unpopular it is with people.
Yeah, and I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other, but it's hard for me to imagine. It's hard for me to imagine what the alternative is. It's not that I'm crazy about two-party system, but at least it forces that much of a coalition. You know, we have a coalition around the left and a coalition around the right, and, you know, somebody can get 51%. If you fragmented the right and the left each into, you know, 2 or 3 parties, and suddenly we have a 6-party system, you know, you're facing less cooperation and less of a coalition than we already have, which is basically none.
We don't have anybody on the left. There's not one single elected politician that's left. That's really? The long and short of it. We have the far right and we have the center right parties.
Oh, you're talking about sort of like an Overton window sort of thing in the United States. Okay, I got you.
Interesting. In Canada, we have 3 big parties.
We have 5 altogether, though, right?
Oh yeah, and
you
sometimes
actually
more,
have a
depending on the province.
socialist party,
right? So
Yeah.
just depends on you know, what province you're in as well. Some provinces have little minor parties too, like the Rhino Party or the I can't remember what the fucking name of them was, but they used to do that yogic flying. I don't know what the hell that was all about, but it was just
That sounds like a BC
bizarre
thing.
Yeah, it was a BC thing. It's like the fucking
and the
hippie
Swedish
party.
and the Swedish systems are exactly how we would do it, though, because let's say the Democrats fracture into what we would normally think they would fracture into, they would then have to appease the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, the Soc Dems, and everybody else. Otherwise, they would lose their coalition and they're gone.
McRib Party.
So, I mean, it's exactly how Canada, England, Sweden, Norway, everybody else does it. Just the parliamentary system. And then we would not elect a president anymore. We'd have a prime minister.
There you go. That's the other party, the syrup party.
I had a joke about the McRib Party when you can afford a lot of pork in the budget.
Don't you mess with that pancake syrup. I ain't playing. I love these.
Yeah,
I just smother that shit.
Do you like real syrup or do you like that Aunt Jemima garbage?
No.
The Canadians are very fond of their maple trees. Right?
No. Real syrup. My mom used to make that shit homemade.
Okay, good.
She made like homemade tea and sassafras tea, and it was like root beer. It's the best shit in the world, man.
Is it possible to make alcohol out of maple syrup?
You can make vodka out of anything.
Yes. Yep.
I think you might have to dilute it. That would end up being really thick, I think.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have sugar and a way to ferment it.
Yeah, as long
You can make vodka out of any organic matter. You can make vodka out of a
Yes.
dead cat. It's just still so pure. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but like
that's
I
right.
just wonder how it would taste.
Like dead cats.
it depends on how long you distilled it. Right.
Yeah. Well, every day when I was a painter, we used to go to these houses, and one of my buddies, he was a bit of an addict, we'll say, but he used to go in the backyard if they had fruit trees, and he'd collect up all the rotting fruit and throw it into a barrel, take it home, and make moonshine out of it all the time.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's a
Like,
yikes from you, Chief.
There's I remember one of the DJs on a radio station here in Vancouver called Seafox. He wanted to start his own political party, and it's the I Like to Party Party.
I
Okay.
like the party.
I like to party. I like.
Here's
I think you
the
might be onto
funny
something.
thing. Here's the
This
funny
is like idiocracy.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, we were talking about that
He
last
got-
night.
He
Go ahead,
got
sorry.
over 3,000 votes, which is insane.
Huh?
Because people that are smart are sick of the bullshit. And they know it doesn't matter who you vote for. They're
Well,
gonna put in who they want anyway.
It all came
Well, I
from
still
the
vote, but
it all came from the UBC area, which is where the students are, the University of British
That's
Columbia
awesome.
area. So,
no, that's
Yeah.
great.
favorite
When I was
Sure.
when I was a kid, there was the rock band Kiss was the biggest thing in the 70s, and their big radio
yeah.
hit was the big Kiss radio hit was I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. And at some point in my late 20s, I realized I really don't want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I might want to occasionally rock and roll, but I really want to hold a job down and get to bed at 9 o'clock.
But see, that's the thing. You're talking about people that don't have jobs.
But here's the other thing. If I rock and roll all night, I want to sleep all day.
yeah, exactly. You're not going to party every day. You might party once or twice a month.
Right,
Every
right.
day.
I don't know. I
This
kind
isn't
of
really a
live by that
sustainable
motto.
mantra.
I lived by
See, I
that
don't know,
motto
you
for a
can-
couple of years between the ages of 18 and 24.
You can party as much as you want. Like I know my background looks like hell, but it's actually Guy Fieri's shirt.
Oh hell
Partying all
yeah!
the time.
Hey,
Wait,
student Dr. Ben?
did you find the secret portal to Flavortown?
I did. That's where I am. Hell is
Dr.
actually Flavortown.
Don't get me started on Flavortown. This discussion will turn greatly.
Yep. So Ben, you helped Arden with her prep for modern day debates, right?
I did. That
Do
medical
you
knowledge.
feel like you gave her a nuke to take into a knife fight, or just
Absolutely. I gave her the most up-to-date standards of care for transgender patients. So I mean, there's really nothing you can go in against that with.
except apparently screaming about how you would be sad if your dick was small?
Yeah, and I have people
What?
commenting on my channel right now about like who are anti-puberty blocker, and it's so frustrating because this specific guy that's commenting on my channel, I guess he's been listening to a lot of the weird rhetoric that people have been saying about these drugs,
me.
and he
Right.
has a child that is in need of them, and at least he's trying to do the work, and he's going to other places to try to find answers. Like he's asking me questions and things, but you can tell he's just so misinformed. And he even told me, like, because I gave him the standards of care, and he said that buying time with a puberty blocker is a fallacy. I'm like, I don't know if you know what a fallacy is, if you're calling that a fallacy.
What?
Clearly, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Like, just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's a fallacy.
That's right.
A fallacy is a
That's
very
the-
specific thing.
Yeah, it's a fallacy.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
if you
so
could
Neil,
name
you
the
need to
fallacy, it wasn't
document
to be the
if he
fallacy
changes his views in
fallacy.
10 years.
Yeah.
But you know, he's not even right enough to be wrong in a way that matters.
hmm
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean, who
keep
the hell is he
conflating
anyways?
the-
Like, is he like a scientist or I don't
the
know?
guy commenting on here, the guy who
Pediatrics.
debated with Arden.
I'm trying to think of something he could have a specialty in that he would know these things so well.
Oh no! If he had any knowledge of the medicine, he would not be arguing the way that.
Well, that's
he
true. I was
was.
gonna say you
Yeah,
shut
because-
the fuck up.
Because
Is
people
this
keep
a-
trying to imply that like people don't seem to understand how we prescribe medications and how we go about treatments. It's not just like, yeah, we're giving this out to everybody like candy.
No.
Like we we do a thorough investigation and we make sure that this is appropriate for somebody. And then also, like, there are standards of care in place for how long you should be giving something, what dosage you should be giving it, anything else that you should be giving it with, because we're only giving a puberty blocker for about 2 years, and then we have to either take them off it or put them on HRT. And so, like, they're trying to limit the argument to, oh, well, if you just leave them on the puberty blocker for 4 years, you might have problems. Like, well, yeah. We don't do that. That's not what we do with them.
We were talking about that last night, Ben. Yeah.
It turns out going against the standards of care would be harmful.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
There's other things, like Ben's saying, there's so many things to consider. The health of the person. Can they handle that? And that's with any medication. What other medications are they on? There's all kinds of things. Anytime you give out a medication, you got to do a once over on that person, their med list, their history, their family history, blah, 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 blah. Like, I work at a doctor's office. I see this shit all the time. Like, ICD-10 codes and me and Google, we're tight, man. We're tight. So, you got to have the diagnosis. You have to have everything correct. You can write a script all fucking day, but if you don't have the right diagnosis code, you're not getting anywhere anyway. So, like, that's just bottom line. You're not nothing's getting done without a diagnosis code.
The funny thing too is that, like, these people think they know what's going on, but then when they speak, you can tell that they have no clue what they're actually saying. Like, this guy is telling me, well, I'd like to see a double-blind clinical trial. I was like, okay. Like, think about how ridiculous this is. You have something that blocks puberty. Do you really think you can hide the fact that somebody is blocking puberty or they're going through puberty? Like, it's a very obvious process.
I think they know.
Obvious.
You would know.
Not to mention the obvious ethical concerns with a double-blind study of that. Like, that's no.
Yeah.
Is this a recent video? I'm trying to find it.
Arden on modern day debates.
Yeah.
Just go to their page and search Arden. It should pop right up.
I'll admit I'm slightly high and coming off of a heated Twitter argument, so my brain not working that much.
Excuses and excuses. That's all I'm hearing. I'm just hearing excuses, Jen.
Forgive me.
To be fair, they're good excuses.
No, they are. They're valid, but I'm just hearing excuses.
It's a fallacy.
That's why she's.
There's another fallacy in the room.
It's a fallacy. It's anytime someone says something I don't like, I'm just going to call it a fallacy.
Right. I mean, why not? Republicans do it. So
you know what? I'm going to get my next traffic ticket. I'm going to be like, "Sorry, officer, that's a fallacy. You get that shit out of here."
Last time I got stopped, I was
not going to work.
I was literally like this at the window. Please don't give me a ticket. I have a CDL. Please, 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 please. This kid was like 23. I mean, like, he had the academy still printed on his face from the pillow, like, he was new and working overnight. And I literally begged him, and he gave me one of the 3. So I feel like I won. And possibly 4. There was nobody around. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I was going to be late for work, and then I was late for work because I got stopped by a cop.
I think I found it. Is it Alex versus Arden? Yeah.
That is a man-child that she debated.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Like,
wait
ordinarily,
to
I try to be as charitable as possible in my descriptions of people, especially in a format like debate. Oh, coins. This was a man whose entire argument boiled down to, I would be sad if my pee-pee was small.
Right, and, like, it's not even about you, dude. Like, you're not trans.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care about you and your penis.
Okay, the fact of the matter is, though, if I transitioned and had a little penis, I would be kind of upset about it.
Yeah, but also,
I mean, if you get to pick, if you go in to get one, I feel like you should get a decent one.
He tried to get details about Arden's genitals in the debate.
He did. He talked about his own father's genitals during the debate.
It was basically sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Why did they allow it to keep going?
Because
it's fucking modern day debate.
They live off of dumpster fires. That's where they make all their money. Yeah. They want that shit.
So
I don't even go watch that shit anymore. Honestly, I'm so sick of them.
I haven't watched modern day debate in a long ass time,
Me
but I
either.
really want to go on there and debate someone about should humanity become robots.
I'm already partly there.
If you
'Cause-
can make enough of a dumpster fire out
Yeah,
of
look
it,
at
or
Swede.
argue with somebody
I-
who's enough of a dumpster fire, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
I feel as though I have developed a strong enough opinion on the subject that I could make an interesting debate. I just need to find, I don't know, someone who's like ideologically opposed to me in every way and hates my guts to fight against me, I guess.
Okay. So
I'll keep an eye out. Put some feelers out for that. I don't know.
I'll go on
Sure.
christianmingle.com. That's what that's used for.
Just
right?
find anybody who's an anti-vaxxer and they'll be anti-everything for the
Yeah,
human body.
True.
That's true.
And then
That's
that
like-
person will debate you.
Yeah, that's like my family. I get my family to debate you.
They're anti-vaxxers?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, admittedly,
Yikes.
here's my stance. I got vaccinated the shit out of me when I was growing up, and I went in the army. I got vaccinated for all the big whoop-de-doopties that you don't need boosters for and all that shit in the army. And I will go get boosters if it's necessary. Like, if I step on a nail, I'll go get a tetanus shot, because I'm not fucking stupid. I do not go everywhere gear and get flu shots. I do not get the flu. I get the flu like every 7 or 8 years. So my theory is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for everything else, I'm going in 2 days to get my second COVID vax. I feel like there's little things you might be able to tweak because people are different. But to say no, I'm not going to take any of them is just you're just heading towards genocide. It's stupid.
I have to get the flu shot every year because for whatever reason I am a magnet to those things. If there's a flu virus out there, it's go. Hey, there's Neil.
Some people are. Some people are. Like the only time I've ever had one is if I slept in the same bed with someone who had the flu. It's the only time I've ever gotten the flu. And they've been like sick for a week and I've been sick for like 2 or 3 days. I don't know. I just have a really good I think it's because I got the flu when I was like 12 years old and I was sick at like 11, 12, 13 days. I was sick and I was puking. I couldn't even hold down Jell-O and they were just trying to get water and something in me. And it was ridiculous. It just came out of both ends and then it was just vomiting forever. And I think it just built up. I think I got a really nasty one and it built up a good immunity because I've never really gotten the flu since then. I've had the flu like 3 or 4 times since I was 12. So, I mean, I don't know.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had the flu
So I don't
3 or
fuck
4
with
times
it.
since last week. So
See, I just don't. That's why I don't fuck with it. I'm just
Yeah,
afraid
I
to.
work
I'm
with
afraid to mess
immunocompromised
it up
people.
if I get vaccinated. What's that? I'm sorry, Ben. I talked over you.
Oh, yeah. I work with immunocompromised people because I'm in medicine. So
Yeah.
But I do think that we could do a better job at utilizing titers and actually like evaluating people's immunity status every so often and then seeing if we need to give boosters. But then since everyone's different, we don't necessarily need to give everybody a booster. But if we actually ran the titers, figured out if they needed it, and then we could give them to whoever needed them.
Yeah, exactly.
what would that take?
It's just a blood test.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not anything big.
Which
Boy,
the
I've
army
had lots
actually
of
did
blood
get.
tests.
Isn't that like 3 vials of blood and you're good?
Yeah, something like that. And then they just
Yeah.
run it, make sure you have antibodies, and then and then if you don't have enough antibodies, then they give you the shot, and then if you do, then you don't get the shot. So
There you go. That sounds like a rational thing to do. I mean, every time I donate blood, they take samples and put them in vials.
mhm.
Yep.
But they're testing for things, I guess. that
Well, yeah,
aren't
they're
like
testing
don't.
for blood type and
Well, no,
HIV
I know the
and
blood
Hep
type.
C and
Yeah.
all that.
Oh,
Okay, well, the first
and
time
other
you-
things too.
The first time you go, you get blood typed, and then once
Yeah.
they have it in your system, they don't do that anymore. But
Yeah, and you get tested for all these miscellaneous proteins that people don't think of when you think about blood typing, but there are lots of weird little plasma proteins that can seriously kill somebody if you
Yep.
get them.
That's right.
So
That's right. And they test for all that stuff.
yeah, so if
Yep.
anybody, I've had people call the office before and say, "Oh, I don't know what my blood type is." Well, we don't have that on record unless you get it tested. Go give blood. They will give you a sheet and it has your blood type on it. Go
Yep.
give blood. Yep, it's free. You're helping people, and you can find out your blood type. Otherwise, you have to go get tested and spend like $200, and no insurance is going to cover it.
Yeah, or the army does it for free.
Yeah, the military will tell you. Absolutely.
But the military will
They
do
stick
everything
on your dog
to you.
tag, baby. That's
Yeah,
right.
that on my dog.
My
tags.
cardiothoracic surgeon told me after surgery what my blood type was.
Oh
If
yeah.
I donate blood, can they filter out my medication? Like,
What?
they filter out all my bipolar meds from my blood, right? If I donate blood?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Give a list of your blood medications beforehand.
Oh yeah.
As long as
they'd
all
have
the
to know.
medications are safe for people, they'll let you donate. If they're not, then they won't let you donate.
Right.
That's right.
Then
That's
like, I haven't had an opportunity to donate like since like getting on my meds. Like, and now I can imagine I probably wouldn't be able to.
I haven't been able to give blood since November of last year. And I believe I've already made this joke, so nobody has to ask me.
Yep, coins.
Yeah, phone's been crazy tonight,
It has been.
and I've actually been able to catch most of them. At this point in the game, Mikey's usually just ignores them.
It's because Mikey's usually half drunk by now
Yeah,
or something.
I decided I was going to have one tonight.
I banged on the door, but you.
I know I wasn't gonna drink tonight, and then I came on here, so I guess I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna come,
You gotta
come on
either
to-
drink or smoke pot. So somebody do something. Yeah.
I wasn't going to come on tonight because things have been crazy at the office, but Neil just sent me the invite anyway.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, B.
I saw you in the
last
chat.
night-
Yeah.
It
What,
was
Ben?
drink or warfarin, and I chose warfarin.
Last night I ended up going on the Shills stream right after your thing ended, and so like I was up until like 12:30.
Oh, the after party?
Yeah, after your after party.
Oh, I didn't even know they were still.
Um,
well, I had to go to bed anyways, but I didn't
Yeah,
even know they were still
they just
going.
did
I
it.
might have got in the chat.
Well, they just did a miscellaneous like stream.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, they were
yeah.
talking about. That's how tired and high I was. I totally forgot. You're right. Dick and
Yeah,
Purple
and I
were
was-
talking about doing
I was
that.
like, I'll just show up, so I ended up showing up, and we were up really late. So
cool.
yeah,
Cool.
Dick
Yeah.
lives in my neck of the woods, by the way.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
awesome. Yeah.
Aren't you guys like 3 hours apart or something like that?
Yep, about that.
Yeah.
About 3 hours.
Yeah, last
Neil,
night
I meant
they,
to- Oh, go ahead.
last night they convinced me to make another video that I'm gonna release on Friday, I think, because they wanted me to do one about how mRNA vaccines do not alter DNA. So I did that one. It's pretty quick, but I do have that one.
I faced a guy thinking that was a
What?
thing too.
What evidence have you pointed to for a thing not happening?
I literally just draw out the pathway. I'm like, this is not possible. This does not happen. Like
Well, yeah.
this is so it basically just walk like, and I dumb it down, like even more dumbed down than high school biology.
Thanks,
appreciate
Ben.
that.
Yeah. Well, it's not for you. It's for the people who don't, because
No,
the
I mean,
only
I
way you're gonna
appreciate
think that mRNA alters your DNA is if you don't remember anything about transcription and translation from high school. So
Yeah, exactly.
So I just
yeah, what
walked
kind
through
of
that.
person would forget what those means? And it just
Yeah.
well, I mean, basically, it comes down to
Wikipedia.
if
Yeah,
the
share
mRNA
those links,
cannot
guys.
go into your nucleus,
That's right.
then it cannot alter DNA, and that's literally all it comes down to. So
It's basically the M in mRNA stands for messenger, and basically all it's doing is carrying kind of like a little set of instructions on what to look for when it's going up against specific viruses. It carries the information about that virus to teach your cell how to deal with it. It does not penetrate the nucleus. It can't penetrate.
yeah, it just makes the protein. And
Yeah, exactly.
and
So
altering
most of the time.
DNA like is so hard. And working in genetics like during undergrad, like it takes a lot of steps to alter DNA, and it's very
fuck.
hard to do it right. So if you were to just stab somebody with anything, it's not going to be able to alter your DNA. You're going to have to PCR the shit out of that like over and over and over again. You're going to have to like heat it.
Oh
and,
yeah.
like it's a process, and we're obviously not doing that with every single person on Earth. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, but the microchips, you know.
But yeah,
My
Yeah, so they're all
5G is fantastic.
They're all distracted by the whole DNA stuff that they forget that like we have like a microchip. But
My 5G has been shit.
Me
Oh,
too,
Yeah,
man.
I
It
got
hasn't
the
changed a bit
Johnson.
for me.
I got the Johnson and Johnson once. It's only 2.4G.
Or 1.8, maybe. I think it's only 33% effective right now or something against Delta. Look,
J&J,
seriously
yeah.
though, we have people calling the office saying, I got the Johnson & Johnson. Do I need a booster? And we're like, we don't know yet. Let's let
Yeah,
them
relax.
let the CDC do some experimenting and check it out, and then we'll get back to you.
We didn't even
we
do the
don't know.
J&J here in Canada.
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
knew
but
about it.
I mean, not to be an asshole, but some people were walking around going like, I got the one and done. I got the one and done. What are you
No,
getting?
I
I'm
know,
like,
I know.
oh, I'm getting the Pfizer's 2 shot. Oh, I got the one and done. And now they're calling and going, do I need a booster? Is the Delta going to get me? You know, and I'm like, yeah, you got the one and done.
The Delta.
I want to defend myself. See, like all I knew was they were giving out free vaccines in the park in my neighborhood,
Okay.
and I went for it.
Well, you know,
Like-
Johnson & Johnson is better than nothing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's worse than getting not vaxxed at all. I'm just saying it's not the best one.
But my decision wasn't like I had a choice. It was more so just like, don't look a gift horse in the tooth, you know?
Yeah.
In the
McRibbon,
tooth.
eh?
Is that not how you say it?
Yeah.
Is it not the tooth?
In the
You
tooth.
think the mouth?
A
Huh?
little long in the tooth there.
The mouth of the tooth.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys didn't really get much of the AstraZeneca one down there.
I didn't even know there was an AstraZeneca one.
Right.
Until last
We got
night they
one,
were
dude.
talking about it, and I went, AstraZeneca?
That's the one that
Didn't
came out of
even know.
England.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
I'd never even heard of
Oxford.
it. Yeah, I
Yep.
had no idea.
Well, I got the Moderna twice.
Yeah.
So
I got
I go
Moderna
for my
as well.
second shot next week.
my DNA is being rearranged right now as we speak.
Sweet, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, my
Maybe
I'm
don't-
hoping for
university's,
wings. I'm hoping
Maybe
for
it'll
wings.
fix your leg issue.
Oh,
Maybe.
I'm
yeah.
thinking like Icarus on that on the album cover or what?
The Iron Maiden one, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
or a prehensile tail. That'd be kind of cool too.
My university has
Goku.
a vaccine distribution
Yeah.
site in Arizona. So like my campus is at like 86% vaccinated right now. And I don't know if they're counting the new students in that.
Oh, by the way, I just saw in the news today, is on my lunch break, Canada has passed you guys in
I'm
people
not surprised.
people vaccinated.
I'm not surprised.
Percentage
at all.
of people?
Yep.
Percentage of people? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they
but I
can't
mean,
touch us
our-
in numbers.
Our entire population can fit in California. So.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. It's not you can't go by numbers, you gotta go by percentages, right?
Exactly.
But
I
I don't
think
trust
we're-
most people in the US. So
Aren't we at like a third here?
No, you're more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We're
are
close
we?
to like 60.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I haven't looked in a while.
Yeah.
Because the goal that Biden set, I think, was 70 or 75, but we didn't make it. But we're in
Right.
the 60s.
Oh,
We're
okay.
around that for
Cool.
the first shot and closing in on that number for the
I
second shot.
I
Now.
think
So-
we're somewhere around 30% in Alabama.
I like I said earlier, I'm
Somehow I'm
going for my
shocked.
second shot next week on Tuesday.
Awesome.
So
By the way, Ollie, your mic is way better nowadays.
I
Oh, yeah.
know, right? I told
love
him
this
that. He
I
popped
love
into
this
my
mic. It's
stream and I
great.
was like, wow, Ollie. It's just
Sounding all
amazing.
professional and shit.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like, I don't know, a tin can with a bad click. I don't know. It
I
was,
get that.
it
I
was
love
rough.
it too. So,
I recently saw a Twitter video of someone making the argument that we should do what France does, and like where like for public spaces you need either a negative COVID test or like proof of vaccination to be in like movie theaters and shit, because like apparently I feel like apparently it really works, and like no shit, people want to go out and do stuff. So I don't know.
Of course,
So
people
the
want to go out and do stuff.
The actual numbers are 57% have received at least one dose and half have received both
I mean, I don't know about
No,
going
no,
out
US?
and
who-
stuff.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Is
in
that
the US.
adults? Because the vaccine's approved for 12 and up now on the
Yes.
Pfizer.
Of all people eligible.
Okay.
Which means the number has actually gone down since the last time I checked it a couple months ago because
they added 12 to 16 because it
yeah,
had just
they
been
added-
16 and up. Now it's 12 to 16 is added.
because the number was like 62% have had at least one dose at one point.
Oh, tons of mice figured out your blood type, Jen.
Ha 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 ha! You funny tons of mice! I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Jen, I don't know what that character voice was, but please don't bring it to my stream.
You'll land that one, heroes.
No, cancels. You have
Wait
disadvantage.
a second.
Next
I've
session.
seen a
If
correlation.
Silent Peter could speak, would it be that?
No, because Silent
So-
Peter is silent. He would be Peter if he wasn't silent.
I'm thinking
What?
Jen's blood type is actually McRib because it's M.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
the
I decided
joke.
to change the McRib RNA into McRibonate. Yeah, that's it. Make it a
An
little more accurate.
interesting
Reaching,
stat is
reaching.
only
As
3.
long as it's-
Hey.
As long as it's got barbecue sauce on it.
Man, that shit is
Right,
nasty.
vaccine.
Man, do not tell me you eat that crap.
Not
The
McDonald's
McRib-
barbecue sauce, but like
Oh,
regular
oh,
barbecue
okay.
sauce.
Yeah,
Love
no, I'm
barbecue
cool.
sauce.
I'm cool. Yeah, I like the spicy.
The McRib has fake barbecue sauce on it. Like
Yeah, that's why I said tell me you don't eat that shit.
I'm from the South. I know what real barbecue is.
You're from Florida.
Wait a minute, that's right. You're from Florida and you still eat that shit. Do you know how much good
TV.
barbecue you guys have? Well, really, go up to Georgia and North Carolina. They have the
No,
best. But
I do eat. I
point
do
is-
eat good barbecue like most days. Like I just wanted to try the McRib because I always hear like it's such a meme of how good the McRib is, and I wanted to try it, and it was shit. It was
all
fucking
nostalgia.
dog
It's
shit.
Oh, yeah.
fucking
It's all
nasty.
nostalgia.
Look, I looked at the picture and said no. I didn't go try it. I knew.
My-
I
my
looked
high
at the
school-
picture for like 10 seconds, and I
My high school cafeteria put out better sandwiches than the McRib.
man, don't
Yep.
play with my high school cafeteria, man. Those women can fucking cook, man. Hell
the ones in
yeah.
mine couldn't.
I didn't have a high school cafeteria.
Oh.
I did.
They weren't really a thing here.
Well, we had
specialized
to
in
because
French
we have to
fries.
feed the poor kids that are starving because their parents aren't paid enough. So I
Right.
was one of those poor kids that got the little lunch tickets and breakfast tickets, and you had to carry them and you had to hand them. It was nice and embarrassing.
We had
You know, when
vending
you
machines.
first get there, it's like once a month they bring you up there in front of everybody and write down your name and hand out so many tickets for the month. So you have to go hand the ticket to the lady so you can say, "Look, I'm poor." Yeah, it's lovely. Big bright yellow ticket, bright green for lunch. Anyways, yeah,
Bright
no,
yellow
our
and bright
our
green.
ladies knew how to cook. I passed out once in fourth period, right before lunch. And it turns out that that's when I found out I was hypoglycemic. So then after that, every single fourth period, I'd be like, "Oh, Mr. Beck, I don't feel good, man. I need to go to the cafeteria and get something to eat." And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
You'll be,
Because
you'll be first in
I
line.
was sitting in his class and my head went bam right on the desk. I just passed out, right? So
Right.
I would go every single fourth period. Any day they had pepperoni rolls or pizza, and I'd walk up and I'd be like, at first I was like, I don't feel good. And they were like, "Oh, here, have something." Because they knew, the principal told them. So then the next day I went in, and after that I just walked up and said, "Hi guys." And they were like, "Here." And they'd hand me food. I just stand there and eat it. And during fourth period for like 10 minutes. And I'd be like, "All right, gotta go. Gotta get back to class." He'd be like, "See you later."
That's hilarious.
And then I'd go back to class and then go to lunch. It was awesome. And I didn't have to give a ticket for it. It was wonderful. It was the first free food I ever had in my life. Oh shit. I mean, I was a teenager, Teenager gonna eat.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been on testosterone for a week now, and I'm already eating a lot more.
Yeah,
You know what? I
prednisone
was
made
telling my
me
doc
hungry.
about that today. I was like, check this out. It's like stabilized out, you know what I'm saying? Ben's mood. And she was like, "Yeah, that makes absolute sense. You're knocking that estrogen down where all the emotions are." And I said, "My God, I'm ready for this shit. Like, that's it, man. I'm ready.
It's beautiful. Although
I'm done, dude.
Though.
Done deal with this fucking shit, man. I'm done. Yeah. Oh, by the way, everybody, I was considering transitioning, just so everybody knows. That's why we were all joking around about it and everything. Okay, check. Moving on. Yeah. Enough about me. Anyways, Rex, I want to say hi because I've never met you before. I don't think I've even seen you anywhere. Where do you hide?
Dallas.
Dallas.
I actually live in Arlington and work in Dallas, Texas.
No, I meant like are you on YouTube?
No,
a presence, visit people?
No. I mean, no. I mean, our gig has mostly been in person. I think we're too lazy to do the kind of work that Neil does. People have said,
yeah, but here's the thing.
So
hard.
People have said to me, well, you should do a podcast or do a YouTube. That's too much work. It's much easier to be someone else's guest. Let me just show up and talk on someone else's show.
It's true. It's true. So, yeah. No, so Neil puts a lot into his.
I'm always the guest, never the host. That's my gig.
There you go. There's times I don't want to be the host. And I go on the shills now. I quit my Friday night, and I was like, I just don't want to host 3 times a fucking week. At the end of the week, the last day of the week, I'm tired from work. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So now I just go on the shills a couple nights a week, and they produce, and I just sit there and bullshit. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm too much of a Bible nerd. I think there are definitely Bible nerds in the atheist community. It's just. That's like if I was moderating this conversation, we would just have been talking about the New Testament the whole time and not about weed or penis size or anything else. But nobody would listen to that. Nobody cares. And so
Rex, have you heard of Demolished Doctrine and Richard Madsen?
No. Tell me.
Look up Demolished Doctrine on YouTube. Okay. You need to talk to him. He will talk to you all week about the Bible.
All right.
And he is not he's not a Christian.
No,
he's a theist, but he's not a Christian.
He's
totally different.
A lot of really warped ideas. That's for sure.
Some of it sounds absolutely crazy, and some of it makes you go, "Damn, I never thought about it like that."
In terms of my own beliefs and views, and I am very much a student of Bart Ehrman. Like that's my wheelhouse, his style of scholarship. And I mean, I'm the student and he's the master, but that's my wheelhouse.
Would you recommend his books?
I've read a couple.
Absolutely.
I've been thinking about it.
Yep.
So in my defense earlier, I wasn't talking about penis size. I was talking about the inappropriateness of using penis size as a debate tactic.
I'm just
yes, you're right. That is incorrect. It should not be done. Right? Yeah.
It should not be done. And I'm very conscious of the fact that it's my name on the top of this broadcast tonight. So it's almost like my imprimatur on whatever we talk about.
Let's just clear up some things.
That's fine. No, I wanted to come back to something Neil was talking about though, when he was saying, what are the things that are going to surprise people 200 years from now? And you talked about slavery in the past, and I think it's just at the dead top of that list has to be how casual we are about climate change. I mean, even most of us that say, oh yeah, the Earth is warming and that's really sad and I care about that and those ice caps are melting and that's a bad thing. And it's like the future people with losing all this land and living with tornadoes and stuff, they're going to say, why was this not the most important thing? Like like for us, it's like it's somewhere on the list. Like how can it just be somewhere on the list? Like what else could possibly matter if we're going to destroy the only home we have? I think that
billionaire's penis size in space.
Our apathy on this subject is gonna make the top of that list. It just has to, because we're writing what they're gonna have to live with.
Do you think it still flops or does it float? Yeah, no, it does. You're right, Rex. It doesn't matter that there's deserts flooding and parts of England and shit are washing away. It's fine. It's fine. We'll let the next generation worry about it. It's all good, man. That's what
this floods they just had in Germany destroyed this castle from the 1400s, right? Like, okay, and
It's fine. Let it destroy history. It's fine. It doesn't.
Something's going on. If the rain had never taken out this structure in 600 years and now it's gone.
Yeah, we only care about the destruction of history if it involves removing statues of racist assholes.
There you go.
I mean,
I have an
live
opinion
on
on
a
that.
I live on a floating chunk of limestone, so I'm quite concerned with the Earth warming.
You
and
can
ice
call it
caps
the mountains,
melting.
Jen.
Just FYI, every continent is floating.
Jen,
No,
let me
but,
ask you a
like,
question. What are you
Florida
like,
rose out of
50
the
or
ocean,
100?
not-
Are you like 50 feet above sea level?
No, like
5?
probably 5. Actually, no, I'm right next to a river. So yeah, probably around 5.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
want to say the mountains are really nice this time of life.
I live on a
Okay,
sandbar,
that's all I
so
gotta
I
say.
completely
I was
understand.
gonna move to like Nevada or something.
Colorado's beautiful.
I mean,
but
don't move to
Colorado
Nev-
doesn't need. Yeah. Also, don't move to Colorado because we got too many people there. So just don't. Like, everyone's
Yeah.
coming to Colorado, and they need to not, because now our housing prices are going up. So
Oh, welcome to my
Jen,
neighborhood.
Jen, you can go out to
exactly.
Arizona and claim a piece of government land that's just sitting there that no one's using.
yeah,
And
no
it's
one's
in the
using
middle of the
Arizona.
desert, and you squat there for like 7 weeks or 7 months, something like that. You just like pitch a tent, bring some water, you live there, and then you go
7
later and
years.
say, I've lived here this whole time, and they will give you the piece of land.
It's 7 years.
Okay, 7 years.
Or,
Whatever
or
the
you can
point
probably,
is.
or you can probably buy
Is
it
it really
for
7
$40.
years?
It's squatters' rights is 7 years.
Wow.
What if I just build an underground bunker with like a fake house on top, inconspicuous? No one's gonna come check
You
on
could-
it, and if they
You
do,
could
it's just an
totally do
empty
that,
house.
and in 7 years you would own it.
And in
could
7 years, I
absolutely do
just
that.
crawl out of
I
the
think-
self-sustaining.
Well, no.
basement.
For adverse possession, it has to be open and notorious. So you have to use the land in an open and notorious way so that the rightful owner has a chance to kick you off. And if he doesn't, then you can ultimately own it. The
feel like if-
statutory period varies by jurisdiction.
They're not
I
going to
feel
kick
like
them
a
off.
fake
It's
house
government
is
owned.
a pretty
They don't
obvious
care.
thing.
You
If
drive
someone
through
built
that
a
area in
fake house on
Arizona, and
my
there's people everywhere.
I'm just saying,
Sorry.
if someone built a fake house on my property, like I feel like that's quite obvious.
Well, and it also has to be without the landowner's permission. So, anybody could just, if the owner finds you and you're 5 and says, okay, you have my permission to be here, suddenly you're not adversely possessing it anymore.
Can you refuse their permission?
No, it's their land. They can evict you or they can allow you to be there.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason that these laws exist is because we want land to be used, right? So if the owner is really going to sleep on their rights for that long and be completely unaware that somebody's there, then the law is willing to change the owner.
So should it be more like 2 years? If you're not using your property for 7 years, you really are not. I mean,
somebody said
really
7.
not
It
using it.
like in the U.S., it varies by state. Like those adverse
Oh,
possession
okay.
laws are state laws, so it may be more or less in some periods, in some places.
That just reminds me of something. The multi.
Unless you're on
from the
federal
AC
land. She's
I don't think
talking
you can
federal
adverse
land.
possess government
Yeah,
land.
yeah, I'm talking about government land.
Yeah,
I don't
she-
think it works that way.
No,
Yeah,
you
but-
can in that area of Arizona. I'm telling you, they give it away.
Well, then
They
that's not adverse
literally are
possession.
giving it
That's
away.
that's
They do
probably
not-
the law itself allows for that.
Yeah, but that's only in that area on that land that the government owns. It's
And
not
other
everywhere,
countries-
just that set. Yeah.
Yeah, other countries are having this problem too. Japan is selling rural houses for like $500 under government programs.
So you guys just reminded me of something. Multi over on the ACD server is currently undergoing similar things to this. His next door neighbor rebuilt his driveway and built it about 6 or 8 inches wider, and now it's on Multi's property by
Yeah.
about 2.5, 3 inches.
Yeah.
And we keep telling him, you got to do something before or else it'll just eventually be his property. Right?
That's true.
So
Yep.
Yeah, but
See, the
it's
only-
bullshit.
Jonathan,
But it may be. I mean, depending on this jurisdiction, the easiest thing may be to say, "I'm allowing this. I'm allowing this for now." And as long as it's with the permission of the rightful owner, you don't gain rights with the passage of time.
That's right.
So just write him a
Tell-
letter and say, "Dear neighbor, for now I'm allowing this, and if I ever change my mind, I'll let you know."
Tell him to trip on the part that's on his property and sue the guy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Jonathan, how
You
much
probably
did you
could,
say
though.
the houses in Japan were?
It's not available to outsiders, Jen.
Oh fuck! I was gonna sign up for Duolingo and Crunchyroll.
Oh my.
See, I just want the piece of land that's like still like technically unclaimed between Egypt and Sudan. A little triangle.
Yeah.
I want that one. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna start a cult with the camel overlord, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Oh my God. I tell you what, if you do that, I will come. You pay for me to get out there, I will run the camel stand for you for the rental.
Yeah,
Okay? I am a great retail manager.
Yeah, don't tell me you all have not considered starting a cult or a multi-level marketing scheme.
Why did you just repeat yourself?
You know what? I
Cult twice.
They're the same thing. But
I haven't
to make
considered
sure
a
that I
cult.
specified and included it.
What is appealing to me, if I had no integrity, is to go back into the Christian world and market myself as a former atheist, because there's a huge market. There's a huge market for, you can sell books, and because they love the former atheists, and that's what Lee Strobel claims that. I don't think he was really an atheist, but yeah, if you say I was on this podcast and I was an atheist and I was telling everybody, and then I had this encounter with Jesus, and now I believe, and there's big money in that.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Just detransition, be like, I used to be trans, and I used to be gay, and I used to be an atheist.
Oh, Fox News would pay you $1 million.
I would get
wonder how much money.
much.
I wonder how much money my brother could make until the point that they hear what he says, and then they're like, no, never mind, get out of here.
So you're
a heretic.
This is kind of like the evil person inside of me speaking, but I've thought of making like a homeopathy or diet scam, like jelly juice or a snake diet. Because like I figure if I can sucker some people, and the thing is I know how to lose weight too, so I could sprinkle in good information along with really bad information just to fuck with people.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, I just want to point out,
Jen, that's what diets do in the first place.
I just want to point out that that's like what 10 different diet companies do, right? The big ones, 10 different huge ones that you'll never compete with.
No, but I would tell
FDA
people to do
approved.
dangerous things. I would tell people to do dangerous things. If I'm going to be doing a diet scam, it's going to like have serious internal repercussions.
You are evil.
Why don't I tell you what? Why don't we just go and throw you in jail now? Let's just throw you in jail now and get it over with.
Also, I'd like to point out that it is now also on YouTube. That you're talking about.
You just right. In any minute now, it's boom, boom, boom.
But this is a
Genesis
hypothetical.
Undead
This is a
answers the door.
hypothetical. I would never do such a thing.
Funny
But
how
if
that
I did,
word
I would put my
suddenly
name
showed
on
up.
it.
Neil, I hope you don't rely on these after shows being monetized.
No, I don't. I don't rely on any of my shows being monetized. I monetize them, but most of them end up with the little yellow one or limited ads, that kind of thing.
I feel like showing beer on stream automatically got you the yellow thing. So I don't take responsibility for this. Jonathan, you're trying to guilt me.
I honestly thought about doing the whole grift scam after my surgery because I was like, ooh, I've got a really compelling story about, I was, almost dying and saw Jesus and that could sell.
Oh, yeah. Those stories do sell.
They do. And you get the book rights and the movie rights.
I mean, but I'm going to tell you right now, buddy, you bet whatever story you stick with, stick with it. Because if you vary just a little bit,
keep it simple, keep it straightforward, just have a few basic facts. Don't ever,
just say the same thing that all the other Christians have said. I saw a light. God took me by the hand, and then I was
Grandma, yeah, Uncle.
You said it's not your time. You got to go back.
You got to use all the buzzwords. Like I just felt it in my heart.
Oh yeah. Heart, which is appropriate for sweet, right? Heart.
You felt something in your heart? I'd go see a doctor about that.
I felt warm
I did feel
it was
something in my heart. It was called my aorta dissecting.
The spirit was leading me, and I just knew.
The spirit was so much in my heart that my aorta.
Praise be to the spirit.
Literally,
Spirit,
look at this.
Great.
It was so beautiful
That's great.
and warm, like a hug.
The spirit
Okay.
was caught. It was caught in my ascending aortic region, and it aneurysed. It was so big.
Okay, I'm about to start a debate here.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
boy.
Which spirit is the most holy? If we had to pick one
The Holy Spirit itself.
of like alcoholic spirits.
Oh well, no, the one that takes the angel share.
Mm-hmm. Whiskey.
Scott.
What
Because
about-
the angels share?
What about the wine that Jesus turned water into?
Fuck Jesus.
No thanks, but you know.
Not my type.
I don't think that actually happened.
Probably not, but you know, I'm
Okay.
just saying.
I'm always here to be
you
the
know-
fact checker.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I just want to say that that's one of my favorite stories because they're like, oh, this is what the people saw. And I'm like, they were all drunk. And they'd been on the beach for like 2 days in the hot sun. They were probably delusional anyways. How do you
Here's-
want me to
here's
believe
my-
them?
Here's my biggest.
Drunk
problem
and sun poisoning.
I got a great
Here's my-
round the horn question now.
Oh,
Oh, it's
But
okay.
here's
Carry on.
my biggest problem with everything that is said in the Bible, right? So we all know that masturbation is a sin, right?
What?
So are you expecting me to believe that Jesus went 30 or something years without masturbating once? I call
Bullshit.
bullshit. Yeah, no way.
He actually never
No.
addressed the topic. So I don't know. We don't know what his thoughts were on that subject. There's a lot of things Jesus never brought up.
According to the Da Vinci Code, Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene. So
Yeah, it turns out there's no evidence. for
maybe
that
he was getting lucky every Saturday night.
Yeah, but what was he doing until he got married?
I don't know.
Remember, this is-
What were you doing when you were 13? Now translate that over.
You guys they kept talking about him like playing with wood, but nobody even understand what he was talking. Now we know what the wood was.
That reminds
This
me.
was,
My,
this was
This woman in
centuries
the
before
chat,
the
though.
invention of antiperspirant as well, so I'm sure they all smelled pretty ripe.
that reminds me. My Instagram handle for anybody who wants it is John Loves Wood. So you know.
There you go.
Oh,
Hellbound Hillbilly said he saved it for the res erection.
Oh shit! I haven't paid attention to the comments in I don't know how long now. I've been sitting here waiting for the coins thing to pop up so I could hit the coins thing.
Look, you're so spoiled. Where is Mikey?
I
Neil
don't
is
know.
spoiled.
Wow, look at that! It's like I've missed like 30 comments.
Yeah, you really haven't. We've been laughing at him over here. I don't
I haven't seen anything.
know. He masturbated when he was praying so he could get some privacy alone on the mountain.
Oh,
If anybody could avoid making rhythmic noises with their hands, like not in view, I'd appreciate that right now.
What?
Oh, I'm ADHD. I was tapping my leg. Sorry.
Okay. Just given the current subject.
No.
I wanna know what the around the horn question.
Got nothing there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah, let's move on.
I'll get
Let's
to
move
it
on.
in a second. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything.
Oh, Phoebe wants to know if you have a spot. Neil.
Yeah, of course.
Nah, don't let
Just-
sauna lady in.
Oh, you heard it, Phoebe. Can't
I'm
let you in,
kidding. We
Phoebe.
love sauna lady. She can come in.
We do love Sauna Lady. She's great.
She just needs to change her channel name from Phoebe J Rose to Sauna Lady. It just needs to be Sauna Lady the channel, and then I'm in.
All right, let me boot up Twitter here.
How about just an apostrophe S sauna? Phoebe J. Rose's sauna.
Yeah, I mean that could work.
I mean, it's no
Alright.
John Loves Wood, but yeah, it's all right.
Jesus thought about the Virgin Mary when he whacked off. Oh yeah.
Mm.
No.
Tons
Oh,
of
mice.
No, that's his
Oh
mom.
mice.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I
Phoebe,
mean,
you
that's
heard it
even
here.
wrong. That's even wrong on Bible standards. That's how wrong that is.
Sounds like something.
You don't do that when you're a
Freud,
teenager.
Actually,
Phoebe J
like,
Sauna Lady.
didn't David's kid have sex with all of the concubines on the roof? Yeah.
That's
I
where
don't know.
would've
I don't
done
read
it.
the Bible. I don't believe in it.
Well, Solomon supposedly had hundreds of wives and concubines. Yeah.
Got over 1,000
Aw.
concubines.
Thanks, Secular Pagan Mom. Thanks for the sticker.
Aw.
I heard that somebody's trying to get in here.
Somebody.
Oh,
Von Wreck.
why did you just give me an email thing there, pal? I would have. Oh, he can't. hear me.
Mikey's.
Damn it, Mikey.
Mikey's still setting up, and he put himself
Mikey.
in.
You know how many
Dang.
coins we've missed? Because we don't. I'm just asking. We really don't know.
That's the only. I'm only here for coins. Let's be real.
Yeah, real talk, Ben.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man. I feel you.
Mikey. Oh,
I don't
Wait.
know if I drank to that one.
wait a second. You have access to everything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait. What?
Huh?
Didn't you just jump in off of the link?
No. I was with StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
He's got your StreamYard key.
I haven't done any others.
Ollie, why are you fucking messaging me on Facebook? You're right here with me.
I was just trying to get the coins noise to go.
Oh,
No, you haven't. I haven't been with you since Saturday, and I haven't used StreamYard since Saturday.
He
Okay.
does that. He'll be on my panel and he's saying shit in the chat, and I'm like, Ollie, what the fuck are you doing, man? And then I end up answering him because people are talking, and I don't want to bring up a random answer to a question that was never asked. So then I'm over here typing in my own fucking chat. Thanks, Ollie.
Ollie,
I'm
stop
not
being
answering
fucking
you again,
difficult.
man. We're done.
All right.
We're done with that shit.
all right. So
Okay.
I do have a round the horn because we're all talking about the coins thing and the drink and stuff. So I kind of thought, you know what? Because I know what my answer is going to be, and there's even a little story behind it too. But I go last as always. Me and Mikey are the last two to go. Because by the way, Rex, this is Mikey. He's my producer, who finally decided to show up. I'm deducting your pay, by the way.
I literally just got home from work 8 minutes ago.
I figured as much. I figured you got held out there.
8 minutes late.
What are we doing? Are we starting with Ollie and circling out? So
We're
we're
gonna
gonna with Neil.
We can
Start with
Like-
I want it to be geometrically pleasing.
It looks different though on everyone's screen. I'll bet you, because I've been in these before, and the order was different than the person.
Well,
You're talking about like Ollie, Mikey moves. Stop, Mikey, stop.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
So what am I going to start with, Ollie?
Of a man
Start
named Neil.
with Rex.
Either me or the guest of honor. Rex.
Start with Rex. Okay.
Then go around.
Okay. So the round the horn question for tonight is: what alcohol made you so sick that
Oh
you'll
my
never drink
God.
it again?
I'm gonna
I
have
have
to
a
pass on
recent
this.
story
one.
for this.
I got an easy answer for that.
I figured
I
as
got
much
one.
because I think we all have that one. I mean, this is of course if you drink. Sweet
It's
probably
tequila.
forgot what drinking is like.
It's tequila for sure.
Yeah.
When I was in college at Bible college, you'll recall, there was a place in the next town over that had coin night at the bar, and so it was any coin for a well drink, and so of course we brought a roll of pennies. So this is just the worst rot gut stuff you can imagine, and we were drinking these penny margaritas. It was like a $10 cover, and then you can drink for a coin with the worst tequila. And I had, 7 or 8 friends with me, and they were all into dancing. So they would, we'd get around to drinks and they'd take a sip and then go dance. And I'm sitting at the table, I'm not dancing. And so I'm finishing all the drinks. And then the next one, next round, and they'd all take a sip and I'd finish all the drinks. And so the next morning I'm throwing up and I got to go to class. And so, yeah, so tequila to me tastes like vomit.
All right. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, tequila did me in a little while up. It's not what I won't ever drink again. But what about you, Sweet?
MD 2020 from a party that I was at after I had canned SpaghettiOs and drank a whole thing of MD 2020 and had to clean up the next morning the aftermath of me plugging the entire sink and bathroom up with that. So, and it really wasn't the taste or anything else like that. It was just having to look at what the aftermath was after I had expelled everything that I had eaten.
Ugh.
That's actually what I'm eating right now. It's SpaghettiOs and MD 2020 vomit. I don't know how you do that.
It was not pleasant. It was very disgusting. And to this day, I cannot eat SpaghettiOs or drink wine.
Ugh.
All right. What about you, B?
I can't think of what the stuff's called. The lager stuff, licorice flavored. You do the Red Bull.
Oh, Jaeger.
Jägermeister.
Yeah, Jaeger bombs.
Jägermeister.
Yeah, we were
Jäger bombs.
so I went down to Florida to try to find my kid, ran into an old friend, hung out with her for the weekend and shit, just like a day and a half. And they were like, "Oh, we haven't seen you so long. We're gonna throw a party." And I was like, "Sweet, fuck. I've been driving truck for a while. I could use a party. I've just been in that truck for months, pretty much." And so they decided everybody's gonna do Jaeger bombs, and I was tossing them. I was just tossing. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I was hanging in there. I started stumbling a little bit. I was like, I got this. I kept going, and then later on, I went to the bathroom. And mind you, my fiance's in Pennsylvania at this time, right? Okay, so I go to the bathroom and I come out and I'm just like this all of a sudden. That sitting down on the toilet and standing up it did me in. That was it. So I'm like stumbling across the room and there's a couch and I just did like a plane, on the couch. And I was just laying there. Next thing I know, I wake up and I'm flipped over and my pants are down to my knees and my shirt's up around my neck and there's two women. Not that that's a bad thing, but
No, I've been there.
let me repeat. My fiance was in Pennsylvania and she was amazing and really fucking hot. And these two chicks, if you took the best of them, put them together, you could have made her, And for a split, this is why for a split second, I was like, hell no, stop. But just for a split second, it was fucking awesome, man. No more Jaeger bombs for me. I'm good.
All right. What about you, Jen?
So this was like
3 weeks ago.
Last weekend.
Last weekend.
I haven't drank since last weekend.
Oh man, recovering alcoholic.
I think so I should preface this with I think I have an ulcer because I've been puking nonstop for like weeks. But I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have some kava and then I'm going to make myself some Dr. Pepper.
Kava's great.
Smirnoffs. So I had 4 shells of kava and I had about, 10 vodka Dr. Peppers. And, for the entire night, I was just vomiting to the point where it was like blood.
Oh, that's not good.
Well,
No.
That definitely sounds like it's possibly an ulcer.
It's or a Mallory Weiss tear.
Yeah, or
You might want to.
If it was on my boards, I would bing Mallory Weiss tear, but ulcer.
What the doctor
I think
up there
you might want to think
what the
about.
doctor said.
Well,
you might want to think about how many like monster drinks you drink, Jen.
I don't drink that many.
And alcohol and.
how many is not that many? 1 a day.
And McRibs.
0.
Like, I have like a bang a day, then that's it. And that's just to wake up in the morning. It's like my version of coffee.
Coffee's better.
I feel like the most boring
I don't
person
drink
in this
coffee at all,
chat.
Neil.
Coffee
least it's
doesn't work
natural.
on me.
You ain't making it right, baby. No.
I mean, it's all about dosage. So.
Almost every day that I work, I drink a Monster. Almost every day. I don't drink coffee at all, though. So
I do the Monster rehabs, specifically the peach tea.
I do the diet Monsters.
I have a monster problem,
Hello.
but also
Okay.
I took the medical boards in May, so don't
Okay.
follow my advice. I don't follow my own advice.
Okay, well, we've kind of got all mixed up, but we're okay still. Ben, what about you? What was the
Me.
one that you'll never?
Okay.
perfect?
So here's the thing. I have on many occasions consumed too much of certain alcohols, but I don't, and many a time have I gotten really sick on them. But that still doesn't deter me from going right back. But I think if I had to pick one that got close, it is vodka, because I'm just not a huge fan of vodka in general. So,
All right. No fun stories to go along with any of these? That
not really. I mean, the most drunk I ever got recently was related to me being sad during COVID because I couldn't see my friends, but we had like virtual happy hours, and those were bad. But oh man, this is actually a funny story. Back, what year was it? Whenever I took the MCAT, and I got my score back. I do not think I took the MCAT when I was in kindergarten. But,
I was gonna say it's more like 2017.
Yeah, I was like,
it'd be hilarious if it was 1999 though.
Love you, Ben. Love you, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like either
yeah, a little
17
bit
or 18.
graduated high school in '93. I'll just go away now.
I was born in 94.
I was starting school in 93.
But I took the MCAT and I got a really good score. And so there's this place in Colorado. They might have them elsewhere too. It's called Fuzzy's Tacos. And you don't go there for the tacos. You go there for the booze because they make like these giant like margarita slushies and they put a beer in it and stuff. And it's amazing. But my friend and I were going to go and do that for my MCAT. But she kind of told me last minute that we were going to go have some fun and do that. And I had just worked a 12-hour shift at a fire department. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll be fine. But I had not eaten anything most of the day and I had not hydrated most of the day. And I was like, I'll be fine. And it was a really bad idea.
You should put the X's over your eyes right there.
Yeah.
just you know.
They drove me home and they drove my car home. So I made it home safely.
That's good. Both Phoebe and Kate have just joined us as well. As you can see, we're doing the round the horn here. So Kate, we'll let you go next.
Okay.
What's an alcohol that you drank that made you so sick you won't touch it ever again?
Well, 151. Bacardi 151 rum. I mean, I love rum. You know me and Captain Morgan. But okay, so about 15 years ago, there was this girl I was totally crushing on, Erica. And she was kind of stringing me along, which was a little obnoxious. But she and a mutual friend of ours decided to have a movie night over at the mutual friend's place. And, you know, we were watching movies, boozing it up, chatting, laughing, all of that. And Erica hands me a glass of what she says. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's not 151. It's Everclear. She said it's margarita mix and some Everclear. What she didn't tell me it was 7 shots of Everclear.
How are you alive?
I made The Exorcist look like a documentary. I could have vomited for my country in the Olympics. That's seriously.
The Olympics will start about 3 hours ago.
My abdomen get that cramped, and believe me, but yeah, my body rejected that like you wouldn't believe.
But yeah, the Olympic stuff was like 3 hours ago. So, you know, still hope.
And the funny part is, prior to that night, my alcohol tolerance was legendary. Like the first time I ever got drunk, I went with some friends to an Irish pub, and 17 shots later, I'm barely buzzed. Right? So,
and there's a problem with the Irish drink that they're selling you.
Well, I don't know, but like. It wasn't just that night. Up until the night of the 7 shots of Everclear, I could drink and drink and drink like a champion. But then after that night, like a double or 2 and I'm done.
So, just a question. When you were in Ireland, was it O'Doul's they were giving you?
It was an Irish pub in Seattle, but believe me, it was not O'Doul's because I wasn't drinking beer. I don't like beer. Beer is gross. It's too bitter.
You know,
I like the mixed drinks with the sweetness and
I'm not going to knock the mixed drinks, but that is blasphemy against beer.
Well, you can have my beer if you want it.
I will drink beer if it's good with some kind of fruit juice in it, like orange, some citrusy. then I will drink beer. If it's orange or lime or lemon or something.
You know, a good white beer, a good white ale with like an orange slice in it, just squeezed out.
Jonathan, just
Well,
drink a lambic.
Yes, exactly,
It probably doesn't help that I'm a super taster, so there are things that taste bitter to me that other people are like, "What? It's fine." So I think it would be really difficult to find a beer I'd enjoy that wasn't root or ginger.
Kate, real quick, I meant to tell you, I was talking to the doc at work, and they were doing, they're doing all these COVID studies, obviously.
Sure.
They realized that people that are super tasters, and I happen to be one, so I remembered this and then wanted to tell you. Anybody tastes like all those like weird little bitter and chemical tastes that nobody else tastes and everybody else thinks you're weird, you're like 70 some odd % less likely to get COVID.
Oh, rock and or roll. Plus, as soon as I possibly could, I ran out and got that vaccine. I was like, just try to stop me.
Right.
So-
But no, seriously though, there's something genetic about it, because there was like people that was one person in a house of 8 people and they were a super taster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hell, maybe I'll
And
just,
everybody else got sick. Everybody else got COVID.
Maybe I'll actually give up the mask. I don't know. We'll see. I've been like I spent a week without my mask on. And then I was like, Delta variant. I don't know. And so
Delta
just
And
variant.
Lambda
Also,
variant.
Nietzsche
And
variant.
the
Wait till the
Peruvian
studies are
variant.
done.
okay, that's
They
what
don't
studies
use
are.
geographic names anymore, Neil. They're
Well,
all
let's put it
letters of
this
the Greek
way.
alphabet.
It's actually, I don't know, it's prudent. It's better safe than sorry. Suspenders and belt level redundancy. And don't get me started on place names. You know I'll sing that song.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, Phoebe, what was your poison that made you so sick you'll never drink it again?
Well, I've been teetotal nearly 4.5 years now.
You've been wait, what? Say that again? Teetotaling?
Yes, for about 4.5 years now.
Okay, fine, but tea is an alcohol.
It's not.
I'm hoping
know
you're
you're
joking,
English.
Neil.
Wait, did I miss something? I missed something.
Do you know what
She said
teetotaling is?
she's been teetotaling she's been sober for 4 years.
Okay.
As in, I don't consume alcohol at the moment in my life.
Right.
Okay, but you once did, I assume, correct?
Yes, far too
Okay.
much, far too much of the time.
All right. Did any of them ever make you sick enough that you wouldn't want to drink it?
White rum.
White rum? Okay.
White rum.
Oh, and congratulations on the 4 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, by the way, yeah.
December 2017, 16? December was the month. I can't remember the year.
Yeah, good enough.
And the last drink I had was at the Atheist Hotel in London. That was a very expensive last drink.
I mean, if you're gonna stop it, might as well make the last one good, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I always
drink-
say if you're gonna be like a monk, get a really hot chick, and then go, okay, now I'm a monk, get it out of your system.
But the question is, what color monk would you become? Would you become one of the ones that dress in white, or one of the ones that go all the way and dress in the orangey brown stuff? Because there's two
I
different
really
stages.
prefer a dark blue or a black myself, but I'd have to make my own monkhood, I guess.
Yeah, but I didn't realize it at the time, X. So, and I'm pretty sure you weren't like completely put off by my question, were you?
No.
Okay.
I just say that first because if then people ask me, so do you want to drink now? And then it just gets it out of the way. But no,
Okay.
I was a drinker. I was a very heavy drinker at one point in my life. I mean, a very, very heavy
Gotcha.
drinker. Which is why I decided to stop drinking, because it was kind of taking over my life. But getting back to reality in this question, I remember I was at university. So I was at university, and this story takes place in 2007.
December, right?
No.
Everything's
this is not-
December 15th, Neil.
Everything is July the 21st at the moment. Everything is July 21st. July 21st for me. It may not be for the rest of you, but it is for me.
And did something
just-
happen?
I can just see the Neil's brain going, what is she on about?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You've known me, and I've been on these streets before. People should know that I'm just off my trolley, full stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
But yes,
Right.
it was the first time that I'd actually consumed white rum to a large amount. and there was this girl that I was liking. And somehow I remember consuming nearly half the bottle in about 2.5 hours on this time we were round there. And all I can remember is her getting her pet rabbit out of this cage and then directing me to vomit into said rabbit cage without the rabbit in there because it would be easier to clean up.
Well, I thought you were thinking, oh, is it dinner time? We're skinning this thing, or
That's sweet of you to remove the rabbit, though. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna puke in your cage. Can you? Thanks. You know, I mean, that's humanity.
on the
It's very
newspaper.
British.
Yeah, sure.
It's a very British thing to do because, you know, like, I'm terribly sorry, I'm about to vomit here. Could you please remove the animal?
I guess really what I need to know is, were you vegan at the time and left something for the rabbit for later?
Oh,
Having never been vegan in my life.
no.
Well, anyway, unless you're from the star Vega, neither you nor your food is vegan.
Are you a silicon-based life form all of a sudden?
Several of them, in fact. I'm just
Excellent.
a remote drone for the main mother brain there.
Okay. Have you been assimilated by the Borg now?
No, don't be silly. I'm not that kind of drone. I'm a little bit more like public relations, but we're still learning to get along with humans.
You sounded like Caitlin Doughty from Ask a Mortician when you said humans.
I don't actually know who that is, but I was sort of going more for disgust than anything. Yeah, humans.
Caitlin Doughty runs
like that.
runs a death-positive YouTube channel called Ask a Mortician, and if you subscribe to her, you get a badge through saying, "Hello, fellow deathling." If you become a patron of hers, you get a badge that says, "Hello, fellow deathlings." And if you are at a certain tier, you can have a T-shirt that says, "I am a death enthusiast."
Why have I never?
Oh
heard
my
of
gosh,
this?
Captain N the Game Master. I haven't thought of that in so long.
But on this channel, she does
Leave it to
really
X to
bizarre
bring that
things
shit
on the channel. Like, she went and spent a night sleeping in an aquamation tube, and she had somebody do her makeup as if she was a corpse and stuff. And it's like, I'm getting closer to death, and it's like,
Yeah, there's a whole part of TikTok that people do that, where they dress up like dead people. And
no, she was on a mortician slab, as if she was being
yeah, well, I know. I'm just
pumped
saying
with
that
formaldehyde and stuff.
there's a whole genre of that on TikTok.
When I
TikTok is a bizarre creature.
There's
When
a
I
thing
do my
people are
makeup, I
doing
make
on
myself look dead.
like online where they take a panoramic photo of their face, have a print made, and then stick it in a jar full of water in their fridge, so it looks like there's a head in a jar. Just to freak
Yes.
out whoever shows up.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you can do it at home. It's something you can do at home.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's
I'd
fun.
probably need a color printer.
Yeah, that would help. If you want to look
With
realistic.
today's modern technology, you could just scan and 3D print your own head and then put that in a jar in your fridge.
I
Could do that
suppose.
too, but it would look really crappy at the level of 3D printing we have now.
Neil, the
Give it
picture
10
that-
years and the level will be up there.
Or you could just put your actual head in it.
You could do that too. You
Actually,
could do
just
that.
cut your head off and have your friend put your head in the jar and in your fridge. I don't see the problem.
The problem
with
is when you end up with Richard Nixon's head in a jar in your fridge.
Actually, it should be Walt Disney's head.
Walt Disney and Richard Nixon.
The pet rabbit.
Well, I mean, there's that long urban legend about how Disney had his head frozen, like cryogenically.
Yes, because he was of the belief that cryogenics would mean that he could live forever.
Without a body.
Yes.
Well,
Which is where they got the
Bizarre.
inspiration in Futurama from.
Yes.
Well, this is why I'm thinking a picture of his head in a jar would be ideal.
I was going for the Futurama reference because Richard Nixon is a recurring character in that, and he's just a head in a jar.
I want
Okay.
Kirk, Spock, and McCoy all in the jars in my fridge.
But
What
you
about
don't
Welchie?
want the liquid to be anything other than Earl Grey tea.
No, that's Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, that's Picard.
Right.
Not Uhura, Holly?
What's that?
Uhura
Uhura.
Uhura,
what?
Sulu,
in the jar.
Chekhov, the
A
whole
where?
crew. Get them all in there.
We could have them all in
winner?
jars, yeah.
Scotty.
I don't
Oh,
have
well,
that much
wait a
room in
minute.
my
If you're going
fridge,
to
so
be
that's the problem.
Futurama, if you're going to stick to Futurama canon, it would have to be Welshie
Yes.
rather than Scotty.
It would be Welshie.
Robot body of Spiro Agnew.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
Ah, no.
All right. So, all right, you animals. Back to the round the horn question because Jonathan is up next. so I
Hey,
wanna
we've
hear
lost
this.
student Dr. Ben and B. Oh.
In the interest of not
think I-
making anybody cry or ruining the mood, you're going to have to skip me on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, now
Now we
you
need to
just
know.
piqued our curiosity. Now
Yeah.
Okay. Just accept that it's not.
I
a
told
happy
you I
thing.
didn't. Don't worry about monetizing. So
Okay. Yeah. I had a suicide attempt when I was 22. It was
oh,
Jack Daniel's whiskey,
Yeesh.
and I won't touch that stuff again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my body does not. I taste it.
Adam's
and it's
ale
just-
to you,
It's
sir.
just not going. It's
Gotcha.
not going down. But yeah. But
All right, I hear you. I understand.
yeah,
why
we don't
you-
have to make a big deal of it or anything. I'm in a good space now. So
Excellent. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, I didn't mean to pressure you into anything, but
no.
He's
It's-
sweet eating breakfast.
It doesn't take much to convince me to say something. I just wanted everyone to know what they were getting into before I said anything. Then, all right.
gotcha. All right. No, Phoebe, it's nighttime here. It's not
No,
breakfast time.
no,
Right,
but
we go.
I don't. But there's a bowl and it looks like breakfast cereal.
Oh,
It
you're.
might be.
Oh.
Why, yes, it is breakfast cereal.
Is it Captain Crunch?
No, it is Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Oh.
Rice
I actually,
Krispies.
like a day or two ago,
Right.
finished off my box of Cocoa Krispies.
No, I
Cocoa
want cereal.
Krispies? What?
It's
Like Rice Krispies
with
with
chocolate.
chocolate.
Oh, you mean Cocoa Pops?
No, I'm
No.
I mean Cocoa
Rice
Krispies.
Krispies.
Rice Krispies that are chocolate flavored.
Yep.
In
Yes.
the UK, are called Cocoa Pops.
Okay,
The
so
UK's
you're getting
canceled,
it
I'm
wrong.
sorry.
We're getting it
Yeah,
right.
Cocoa Pops are
Gotcha.
something totally different.
Yeah, that's a different cereal. It's not rice.
Yeah, Cocoa Pops are corn pops with chocolate flavoring.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can I just say the subjectively best cereal is Fruity Pebbles?
Fruit
Wow.
Pops are
Okay.
close.
Get
That's
out.
too sweet.
Subjectively,
Way
so I'm
too
not
sweet.
wrong. Fuck you.
Get out.
Way too sweet.
Don't argue like you're a damn Christian apologist. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's my subjective truth that Fruity Pebbles are the best, okay? You can't take that away from me.
Okay, well, you can't take the
I'll
sky
find a way.
from me.
I'll find a
Yep.
way.
And you
No,
can't
no,
take the
I-
sauna
Cocoa
from me.
Puffs.
If I have to poison every single little bag of
It's
Fruity
Cocoa
Pebbles in Florida, I'll do it.
I don't even eat breakfast cereal. I just like Fruity Pebbles as like
How is the
candy
word
almost.
fruit spelled in Fruity Pebbles?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Reese's peanut butter puffs myself.
Oh, those are good.
Those
Oh,
are
you
so
remember
good.
Oreo O's?
Those are non-existent in the UK.
You
That's
know
too
what I
bad.
just tried?
Yeah, it
Apparently,
is. I am losing out there.
You guys don't generally do peanut butter, though, right?
No, the UK does not do peanut butter to the same extent that North America does peanut butter.
Peanut butter is a replacement for a lot of meals in this country.
Just like if you go to the land down under, it's that black
Vegemite?
liquid that's the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I tried that stuff once.
No,
25 years
the land
ago.
down under, yes. And the islands a few thousand miles away from it as well.
one
New
thing
Zealand.
One thing I saw recently in the store and decided to try it. Apparently, Dunkin' Donuts is putting out coffee flavored cereal.
I saw that.
It
That
really,
news over
it-
here, and I thought it was an Onion article.
It tastes like coffee in your cereal. It's kind of
Like-
gross.
Like regular
That sounds
coffee or
awesome.
like
Kinda
cold brew
awesome.
coffee?
Well, it tastes like like the kind of coffee you'd get at an office, like old coffee pot coffee.
Are we talking like
but it has flavored marshmallows in it to give it like caramel or mocha or something.
But couldn't you just take any cereal and substitute some of the milk with coffee, and you'd have that basic effect?
Why don't you just brew a coffee, and instead of pouring milk over your cereal, you just pour coffee over it instead?
Man, I wish I'd had that idea.
Well, because I think people don't want that much coffee in their cereal.
To be fair,
you can regulate the amount of coffee you pour over your cereal.
You could.
To be fair, I may have done that on a Saturday
to sound
morning.
Like work now.
When I didn't
Why
want
have
to
I
go
not
to
done this yet?
Because you haven't lived yet, because you've spent so much time doctoring.
You'd have to
I'm
do
in medical school. I need coffee in my cereal.
You'd have to have it where you brew it, you make the coffee, you let it cool down, you add a shit ton of cream to it, so it's kind of creamy.
Why don't you just cold
then
brew
pour
the
it
coffee?
over your cereal. We could do that too, I guess. Sure. And then just add a shit ton of cream and then pour the creamy coffee.
I know what I'm having for
Better
dessert.
idea.
I'm making
Better
coffee right now. I'm
Better
totally
idea.
going to do that.
Oh my god.
Better idea. Better idea. Coffee liqueur.
Imperios.
Coffee liqueur.
Okay,
Cheerios.
that sounds like a dude challenge I need to do on stream.
That'll be on Dude Simulator 3. That will be.
If I
Okay,
may
Cheerios.
make a
We're gonna
suggestion,
have a Twitch stream where I do Burios.
if I may make a suggestion, you should do a few varieties. You should do like regular Cheerios and like lager, and also do like
Stout
honey nut Cheerios and a Guinness.
With a Guinness.
It's a Burio flight. It's a flight of Burios.
Guinness flakes.
I have a good
Lucky Charms goes with Guinness.
Really? We know this now?
No,
Lucky
the
Charms
Irish
sell
thing.
at a ridiculous markup in the
cereal.
UK.
Oh, jeez. That didn't even click in my head.
I was talking about flavor profiles there.
I need to do this.
He was
Phoebe,
talking about
I'm making a
leprechauns.
stream on Twitch.
They're
where I
magically
do-
delicious.
Ben, will you?
Do it.
Will you?
What I
let me
will
des-
say is
Corbin,
on this
fucking do
Twitch
it.
stream, I need to moderate, and I need to just, say, just like chop the leg off or something randomly,
This
or just
weekend
say,
we're
or just
doing
shout submission.
All right.
So the thing with the creamer in the cereal is don't do that, because that actually caused more of an aftermath than the MD 2020 and the SpaghettiOs did. Because I thought, oh, it's a milk product, it'll work.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience with non-dairy creamer, like the carnation stuff you put in coffee. I figured, what
that's
the
the
hell?
other end.
And I no, I vomited.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oreo O's with a milk stout.
Yes.
Okay, Ben, I need to design this flight of Burios
okay.
for you. I think
Yeah,
we need to make this happen.
In case people are wondering why I have such an adventurous palate, I'm in the army.
I have an adventurous palate because I was in the army.
Okay. Let's. We still got myself to go. Mikey's got to answer. He's just waiting in the back room. And Ollie, you still have to go too.
Now this sounds like you guys need more fiber in your diets.
I'm going to bring
I
it back
certainly
around to
don't need any more
tequila,
fiber in
guys.
my diet.
You're bringing it back down around to tequila?
Oh yeah, damn! Me and a coworker got drunk. Just the two of us drank a 40-ouncer and ate the worm at the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, there's
One
your
evening.
problem.
I was sick for 3-4 days afterwards. I was just couldn't hold anything down. Just dry heaves constantly. It was bad. I remember in the middle of the night, I was outside wandering around and I bumped into somebody's car and I just hurled all over that windshield. It was so bad. I cleaned his car the next day for him, though. That was nice. That was a hard affair because I was still getting sick while I was cleaning his car.
Okay. Ollie reminded me of one I could tell that wouldn't be sad and depressing. If I can get another shot.
Okay.
Right. Well, I'm going to quickly. Mikey said I could just read his because he's got it in the side chat there. Apparently, Mikey it was tequila for Mikey as well. He got so sick that he tried to fight a 400-pound bouncer, and he's no longer allowed to have tequila in public.
Nope, I can understand that. It was
all right. So what's this other one you had there, Jonathan?
So I will not do beer from somebody who's a home brewer unless I know them very well, and I know that they've degassed it a little bit. Because I met a new friend and he let me sample his beers, and he had like 36 of them or something like that. It was some ridiculous amount of different things to try, and he just kept on insisting that I try them. And they had too much carbonation in them. So it wasn't the alcohol that got me, but I was driven home in my own truck, my new truck that I love, and I vomited all over the side. And just I'm not doing, over carbonated beer.
You washed that off right away, I hope, right?
As best I could while I was drunk, and then I got back at it when I was sober.
Good, because that could fuck your paint up real bad.
Oh, no. It was on the inside.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you said you puked. Never mind. I misheard you. That's
on the side of the door, on the inside.
All right. I guess I did that in my buddy's Mustang one time. That was just off of beer. But
yeah, but it was a stream. It just went through my fingers because carbonation.
Yeah.
Like not even from the amount of alcohol, just from how gassy it was, I guess.
Yeah. He got into it a little early, I suppose, eh?
Yeah.
A little green.
It doesn't help that when I'm overly polite in most circumstances, but when I drink, it gets worse. So if you offer me a drink, I'll only say no once, and if you insist again, I'll say yes.
Now I know the secret.
You guys are Canadian.
I'm from Alabama.
Well, still, you're on Neil's stream. I think if anyone's on Neil's stream, they're Canadian until it's over.
I wish that were true. It'd make transitioning so much easier.
Yeah, agreed.
Neil hands out the honorary Canadian pass.
Yeah, I would love to be able to go to the hospital immediately if I noticed a swelling in my leg.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm in Canada and we can do that.
For the record, I am glad that you got to go immediately, Neil. I am glad about that.
Well, I didn't go immediately. I called my doctor, and he suggested because of the arthritis, he felt it could have been linked to my arthritis. So he's like, "We'll sleep on it, and if it's still really bad in the morning, then go to the hospital." And that's what I did. I went to
sleeping on it and going to it in the morning is so much more immediate than I will ever get in the States.
No, fair enough.
Yep.
All right. I guess it's my turn. I will never, ever, ever drink somebody's homemade wine ever again because my parents went away to Mexico for a couple of weeks. And of course, my sister and I were left. Well, we were actually at our friend's house and we stayed there for the week. But my friend lived literally 3 doors down from me. So we had a big party at my house, and I found this box of homemade wine that I guess my parents had gotten from somebody. And I proceeded to put away almost 2 bottles to myself of this shit. And I was spinning around on the ottoman. And I pretty much turned into a sprinkler system is what happened there. Got so drunk and just dizzy and fucked up. And I just spewing around in a circle. And my friend Bob, who hadn't had anything to drink that night, just kind of threw me in the washroom, put me over by the porcelain bus, and he took care of everything. The guy cleaned up everything. It's like a party never happened. So I'm eternally grateful to him for that. But I was the Technicolor yawn like merry-go-round ride is what I was.
Technicolor yawn. I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah.
I would like to make a drink suggestion for everybody. If you know how to make an orange float, it's basically orange pop and vanilla ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
What B said earlier, the Bacardi's 151 rum, add a couple of shots of that to one of those, and it is so good. It's the only way I've ever been able to stomach that kind of rum.
I'm a little confused by something
Exactly.
you said there.
See?
Why would you add an orange father to it?
Huh?
I don't know. You said something about orange pop.
float.
I figured you're putting your dad in there, and he's orange. Like Trump.
Orange pop?
No.
Orange soda.
Oh,
Orange
okay.
soda,
I get it now.
orange pop.
Yeah. Well, the whole word is soda pop, right? So in Canada, we just say pop. You guys say
Oh,
soda.
that is so wrong. Pop is a nickname for dad or what weasels do in songs. It's not fizzy sugar drinks.
What weasels do in songs.
Well, am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
No.
Ben,
Coins.
I love how your little avatar looks like Professor Oak.
Huh?
Little avatar. Yes, it was coins, yes.
Who's Dr. Oak?
What?
Professor Oak.
When Ben
Professor
stops his camera, the avatar.
Like I've just done.
I
There you
don't
go.
know
There you
that
go.
name.
Yeah, I actually
The main
commissioned
professor
that.
in the first Pokemon game.
Oh, see, I haven't played that. Okay, that's why.
No, I commissioned that piece from Arden. She did that one for me.
I love Arden's art.
She's great.
Yeah, Arden. I commissioned Arden to do a commission of me and my partner, and she did it on stream. So there you go. I got to see the artwork being made.
Yep. Unbeknownst to Neil, his parents actually had good homemade wine, and they just wanted him to get rid of the bad shit and never touch their good shit again.
Well, I told my dad years later. I told him that had happened. He goes, "Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot about that box of wine. I totally forgot that we even had it." So they never even noticed that it was missing.
Did you say box wine or box of
A box of wine and bottles.
Okay, I was
Of
going to
someone's
say.
homemade wine. There was like 9 bottles in there.
Oh, well,
Ooh,
that's
homemade
really. Because I was
box
going to say
wine,
they were
how
making
exotic.
boxed wine.
How exotic! No, not boxed
you-
wine.
You guys have said wine so much. I've got the song Red Red Wine in my head now, which
Yay.
incidentally is actually a really good song to be stoned to.
Stay
Okay.
close to me.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure homemade box wine is just, a nicer term for pruno.
Bruno? I never heard of that.
Prison wine.
Prison wine. Okay, yeah.
Wine made from toilet water.
Yeah.
Yum,
no,
yum.
So yum.
Bullet water and rolls and typically grapes.
Kind of gross.
Ugh.
You make do and mend behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have no
I gotta-
intention of ever getting chucked in the hoosgow, but if I am, I'm staying sober the whole way through because that sounds nasty.
I got a couple bottles of homemade blackberry wine that I'm saving for a special occasion. Don't know what the special occasion will be, but I've had it before. It's really good.
Blackberry wine when you're 17.
No, that's strawberry wine.
I kind of want to make alcohol with prion riddled brains.
Pardon?
No.
What?
Did I just hear? Did you want to make alcohol with prion riddled brain?
Yes.
Sorry, I had to make sure I wasn't hallucinating, but
Gin will do
do
that
you.
for you.
I am the god of chaos. Goddess of chaos.
As somebody who holds a farming degree of one way or another, I know a bit about prion-based diseases, and I'm pretty sure that the man below me in this cascade of people knows a bit about prion diseases as well.
Just a couple things.
I also know things about prion diseases. That's why I want to use them.
Which is why in the UK you can no longer purchase. Well, there's now a man beneath me, and then a man next to me. My goodness.
Why are we?
You reference
playing music
location, and
with
Mikey
you.
is now screwing with you.
Yep.
Shouldn't have
Well-
did that.
It's cascading.
So wait a second. I'm curious about something there, Ben. Are you in the military and medical school, or in medical school being paid for by the military? How does this work?
I am in medical school being paid for by the military.
Okay, cool. Do you have
There
a
you go.
specialty in mind or something, or are you just going?
This especially be awesome.
I'm looking at either family medicine or internal medicine, but I don't know which yet.
Oh,
Cool.
So I've been watching a lot of Scrubs and ER and House, so I'm just
nice.
curious about this medical crap. So
It's a lot of fun. I
Oh.
say that as I cry almost every night, but it's
no,
fun.
So you're not
I
going to
don't
go
know.
into
I probably couldn't
cardiothoracic
take the
surgery?
smell, but I'm glad other people are into it because we need folks like that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
to be a surgeon. Never. I would never be a surgeon.
No.
No, I don't care about procedures. Like a lot of people like to work with their hands, and those people are meant to be surgeons. I got into medicine because I love puzzles. And so I need a specialty that's just puzzles. And so I might do like infectious disease is a lot of puzzles, and really anything off of internal medicine is puzzles. Family medicine, I could do a lot with trans people, and also a lot of puzzles. So I don't know.
What about diagnostic medicine? That's a puzzle, if anything is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like pathology is very puzzly, but I have certain aversions to pathology. If you watch my episode on Neil's channel, I talk about autopsies and why I don't like them. So that's why I can't do that.
Rheumatology is like that too, isn't it?
Yeah, rheumatology has a lot of puzzles, but the one thing with rheumatology is that you get all the crap no one else knows what to do with, so you just end up being like a turfing ground for everybody else.
Oh.
I thought there was England a turfing ground.
Yeah, Turf Island. You're Turf Island.
Turf Island.
Rheumatology. So England is
You've
the
not heard that before,
rheumatology.
Neil.
Yes. That's why Katie's
England
using the
is the
hashtag
world's
Turf Katie.
rheumatology.
Katie Turf.
Yeah, Katie Turf, yeah.
I just know because I was with the rheumatologist for years before they could figure out what was wrong with me, and it took a dissection to figure out what was wrong with me. So.
I don't know. Every time I hear the word autopsy, my brain turns it into autopsy. I don't know. You should hear the word games that go on in my head that I don't say.
I thought that was the point of not saying them.
Well, okay, if you did, you'd probably understand why the stuff I say is not nearly as horrible as it could be, but is still quite terrible.
No.
All right, so that was the round the horn. All right, that one's done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, with that, I think I need to get going. I also have an early morning. As does.
I do too.
It's already an early morning here.
Yes, it is.
The UK's not real.
Nope.
No.
That's
You're
why
thinking of
I'm in England.
Australia.
Yeah.
Or is it New Zealand?
Definitely not real.
New Zealand is the one they slice off of maps on a regular
No,
basis.
New Zealand has like birds that can't possibly be real. Don't show me a cuckoo bird. No.
Kookaburra?
Kookaburra sits on the old.
Oh, not that song.
Jonathan, before you go, I have a question. Do you like Revenant with hair or without hair?
So I feel like this is an odd forum for that question.
Yeah, I'm asking you to DM me.
Okay, I'll DM you later. Wait, no, you're asking.
Just DM me whenever you can. Like if you just it's okay.
I think you could play with the hair a little bit. Maybe like do something with the blue flames that we have as a running thing, indicating godhood and death in the series.
You know, this is something you guys could talk about off of here.
That's what I'm telling him to DM me.
Also, as a longtime D&D player, using DM for direct message instead of Dungeon Master is really starting to make me twitch.
Oh! That's like a double joke.
No, I meant direct.
To be fair, I was
me.
confused as to why
Direct
you were
message
insisting on
me.
this here. Okay.
No, direct message me.
Okay, I got you. Now, I understand what you mean now.
You're going to get a DM from the DM.
Christ. Oh my God.
You end up in the DMZ, not careful.
My lad. My boy.
Okay. All right.
Oh, hello, y'all.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, hey, Mikey.
Oh, it's that Mikey fella.
It's
Hi,
me.
Mark.
How goes it?
Pretty good. Thank you for allowing all the guests to be on here and whatnot.
That's the things that they don't teach you in producer school. Sometimes you got to take the back seat. Let everybody else get their shine.
There's a producer school.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I took it.
Would you like to enlist? Courses are really cheap right now. I can get you in for about $100 an hour.
I'm really more of a director.
How much does that end up being a semester, Mikey?
I'm really more of an arsehole.
Yeah, we don't do semesters because that implies curriculums and lesson plans.
Cost me about $5,000 to do low budget filmmaking for a semester.
You know what else implies curriculums and lesson plans? The word school.
I mean, if you're gonna be like that kind of guy, maybe this isn't the school for you. If you need that kind of like structure to like control your art, then I mean, yeah, perhaps a traditional school is good for you.
It's like being a student of life. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
I feel simultaneously incredibly called out and not.
All right, guys, I'm seeing a lot of folks that need to go. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just
call it a night.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Or a
got
morning.
here.
I know.
The word games and Kate's head says
Yeah.
school.
Was that
It's pronounced shul. That's how they spell it. That's how I'm going to say it.
Shul.
Yeah.
This is where you
Haven't you watched
It's like
Megamind?
learning
What?
some Jewish traditions and
haven't-
crap called shul. Isn't that a thing?
Shul is yes. That's basically it's like when you say we're going to services, you say we're going to shul.
Hmm.
Last minute coins.
As opposed to shale.
No,
as opposed to
not
a
even
school of
close.
fish?
Same thing to me.
No, it's not that. It's SHUL is actually how it's spelled.
Yes,
Spelled the same.
SHUL.
There is no Dana, only shul.
Only shuls.
No.
Only shuls to replace only bards.
Okay, that makes up for every other pun from tonight.
Ben, you are muted, by the way.
Yeah, I muted myself because I've been eating crunchy things.
Oh,
What are
thank
you
you.
eating?
I went to the Asian market and I got these Indian snacks that I haven't had. Oh, you can't even see it because it's green. Well,
Sure. Hey, sure you did. Sure
It's all
you did.
fiery.
Sure you did.
no, but
Sure you
they're
got
like
some
these
snacks.
little. It's like this fried rice snacks that are like spicy and delicious, and I love them. So,
Lies.
Oh, I think are they like they sort of look like shiny Fritos a bit, but made out of pretzels?
not those ones. These ones.
Okay.
These ones are like spirals.
Oh,
They're like.
Sure they are.
Yeah.
Let's all take a look at them.
It's,
Oh wait.
it's the Frito twist.
oh, wacky fun.
Yeah, they're super good.
Sweet or savory?
These ones are savory, but yeah, they're very crunchy. So that's why I've been muting my mic, so you don't have to listen to that.
Whatever. I ate corn nuts on live on this one time.
Oh my god. Corn nuts are the crunchiest thing.
Yeah, it's about as crunchy as corn nuts. Yeah.
Can I raise a gripe? I have a gripe.
Okay, what grinds your gears?
How come the only food they serve at like movie theaters is the loudest fucking food to eat in a quiet place? Like, who the fuck said popcorn was the #1 snack for a movie? It's the whole movie. There's just
Tell
a
you
whole bunch
why.
of chewing cows.
Never really
Yeah,
bothered me.
The volume's so loud in the theater,
tell
you
you why
never
if
hear
you
the
want.
crunching.
Yeah,
It's
I've
a
never
cheese
been
and
in
milk.
popcorn.
Hold on, Milk Duds and Raisinets are pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I thank them for adding that to the lexicon. But fucking nachos and popcorn are instant. Gotta go. You gotta get out of
Popcorn,
here.
Also, snow
it's
camps,
because-
pizza, Slurpees.
Slurpees have that loud sucking sound when they get to the like last inch of the drink, and they just won't give it up and pop the lid off and just drink it.
I don't know.
Forget how
still
loud
have
they have
the
the volume
wonders
up in
of-
there, dude. You don't hear any of that.
That's not all the way. What are you watching? Transformers 24/7? There's some talking bits. There's some quiet parts.
I don't know. I get so invested in the movie, I don't even notice the crowd.
I don't want to hear Leonard enjoying his extra large popcorn for fucking 2.5 hours.
Leonard?
Yes, the reason
That's
they
the name
use
you go
popcorn
to?
is because it's cheap, takes up a lot of space, so it looks like you're getting more, and it requires you to become thirsty whether you have the salty or the sweet version, so that therefore you buy one of the sugary drinks.
I'm not.
Just, if you don't want this communal experience, just watch movies at home. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Or just don't watch movies.
I've
Right.
been. I've
Actually,
been
if you
so,
want to talk about watching movies at home, one thing I did with my VR machine was get a bunch of those home theater apps so you can just watch movies in VR. And they have, like, you can set it up to look like an IMAX, or you're at home, or there's one
That's
that's great
cool.
for Hulu, they have one where you can be on a stormy beach watching a movie on a screen, like right in front of the waves. It's awesome.
Adult time VR as well. Adult time do very good VR as well.
So if you absolutely need the theater experience but have to stay home, VR is a good option.
I've been very happy that a lot of titles have come out because of COVID and it's not going out in the theaters. And I'm like, they're like, oh, just get this subscription service and we'll give you the movies free. I'm like, you mean I could just like make my own drinks, pause the shit, fucking go to the bathroom, answer a phone call, and still finish the movie? And it's the what what was that movie we watched, Neil? Well, not together. That would have been funny though. The one from Disney Plus. The
Raya?
Yeah, Raya. Yeah, like I had a very good high drunk experience watching that. I watched it twice. Totally.
Oh, I've seen it twice too. It's awesome.
What is this called?
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh! Without the Last Dragon part, I got confused. Okay.
Yeah,
it's super
really good movie.
And if they start doing movies like that from now on, I will start.
Doing that.
I will start paying more and more for movies because that is the best way to watch movies on my own couch.
Well, you know what's really cool? Like I was talking about the whole VR thing. You know, I'm working on that animation of mine. Watching it on a virtual IMAX makes it feel more real. It makes it feel like I've produced something that's not just, oh, look what some schmuck on the internet did. Like seeing my own animation in a theater, however virtual, made me feel like a real director for the first time.
That's cool. That's right on. Well, guys, I got to bring this to an end because the guest of honor tonight, Rex, right here. It was great having you on tonight, my friend. Glad you came on and shared that very cool, very interesting story. And keep you and Owen, man. You got to keep that shit up. You got to get out there and keep trying to bring more over to our side. Yeah, now that the COVID thing's sort of winding down a little, people can actually start to get together and do that again. Thanks to my awesome friends that decided to pop in here tonight and hang out with us.
And also me.
And Kate. Kate too, yeah. You are one of my awesome friends, Kate. What are you talking about?
Wait, did you object to the awesome part or the friend part?
Yes.
No, she objected to the here part.
What?
No. I'm here. He's there.
No, he's there. You're here. Wait,
I'm here. You're there.
See, I've sown division already.
In the words of Buckaroo Bonsai, wherever you go.
I'm just going to permanently Phoebe from here on out.
Yeah. Oh, I love Buckaroo Banzai. I'm surprised at how many people have never seen it.
I've never seen it, but I know the quote.
I saw it in Seattle. That was awesome.
Yeah. It was a great movie. I liked it a lot. I wish they should make another one. Doesn't have to be the same story. He's got lots of adventures.
Oh yeah.
And like I love that end credits music too.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll go through the whole thank you to all my amazing patrons.
Button.
Yeah, hit the button, Mikey. Yeah, you guys really are the reason why I'm able to keep doing this. So thank you for everything you guys do for the show. It's very much appreciated. Zip tight. My friend Randolph and I are starting our own call-in show pretty soon. It's going to be called True North Talk. If you want to learn more, go to www.truenorthtalk.ca, and you can learn more about that. And you can also learn about Canadian Atheists, which we're both sort of co-founders on. And you can also come and watch me and some other fantastic hosts on the revamped and relaunched Nonprofits, which airs Sundays 3 p.m. between Talk Heathen and the Atheist Experience. If you haven't subbed there, you can check it out for sure and go and give them a sub. And the last Saturday of every month, myself and my friend Andy, who does the Laughing in Disbelief channel, and Seamus from the Free Thought Prophets, get together and do some drinking and making fun of stuff. And Bionic Deaths was our last guest. And you never know when I might come knocking on your door to jump on the show with us. It's a lot of fun to do.
Okay, well, next time I expect a limo and some hookers in my hotel room. I mean, come on. Last time was just a joke.
Attractive hookers, at least.
And the cocaine you sent was only like 90% pure.
And it wasn't even Colombian. I mean, get real, people.
Who do you take me for?
Exactly. All right, guys. That's a wrap for tonight, guys. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. There is a link to the original interview if you missed it below, and that'll bring you to all the links, like the Skeptical Texans, which Rex here is a co-founder of, and we talk a little bit about that in the interview as well. So definitely go and check it out. And like I always say at the end of these things, like the late great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Congratulations, Milwaukee.